We're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
I'm trying to eat.
Huh?
I'm trying to eat.
Jimmy just fucking set me off and bullshit.
Yeah, well, you annoyed me too, so I guess we're human.
No, it's bullshit, bro.
Say what you want to say, but I'm not some idiot. You're annoyed at me, I'm annoyed at you. It's life.
Basically, he thinks we blew off Sean Rouse last week. Because
no, you.
I didn't blow off Sean Rouse.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Yoshi's here and the dude from Slap Happy, and Jimmy's like a little up to, are we going to get him on the air? I'm like, yeah, eventually we'll get him on the air. I'm not like, whoa, let's stop the show and get these guys in immediately. And he's like, well, you know, you have a tendency to make people wait outside, and then they eventually come in, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. Tough shit.
Is that the way I did it? Did I just whine at you like that?
Yeah, you did whine at me.
Yeah,
and then you're like, Sean Rouse came all the way up here to do the show, and then you don't even thank him at the end of the show.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, I had a personal problem with Sean Rouse?
I didn't say you had a personal problem. I just thought it was something that
Sean Rouse opened up for you in Atlantic City. You asked, you know, you want Sean on the show Monday? I'm like, yeah. I didn't know he was driving
to it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I like the guy. I think the guy's a really funny comic. I met him when we were on hiatus in Dallas. He's a really funny guy. We've never done the show with him. So I said, yeah, sure. I didn't, first of all, know that he was driving 2.5 hours north just to do the radio show. Second of all, we booked him last second. We had a lot happening that day. So then you're like, well, you didn't have to go to the Joey Paisano phone call.
Well, first of all,
that's a judgment call.
I don't talk like that.
That's a judgment call. I went to the Joey Paisano call, and it was good radio. It was about gambling and addiction. You thought it stunk.
No, I didn't say it stunk. If I thought it stunk, I would tell you I thought it stunk. I didn't say it stunk.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
It could have waited till the next day because it wasn't something that because he was only here for one day. I didn't say it stunk. If I thought it stunk, I'd tell you that.
Then you sit here and try to make this happen.
See, that's not a valid argument. If I disagree with something, then don't ask people to voice their opinion.
Dude, I have to make judgment calls every fucking day. These guys, everyone produces stuff for us and throws it in front of Anthony and I. And then Anthony and I pick away and go, well, we'll try this, we'll try that.
Right.
Well, this guest is here, we'll try that. All right? And that's how this show works, always.
I understand.
But you think there's some kind of underlying thing that we're purposely making people wait outside the studio.
No, I don't.
Sean Rouse came in.
I never
we talked to him for 10 minutes.
Don't say you think I think that, because I don't think that.
Yeah,
don't
you
say
did.
I would say it. I would say it. If I thought there was an underlying thing, I would say it.
You don't think guys have come to me, but, you know, after the show and said, you know, Jimmy's all pissed off because Sean Rouse waited outside, Bill Burr waited outside, Patrice waited outside.
I wasn't here when Patrice waited outside. How are you saying that? I wasn't here. You see, you're making this up as you go along. I wasn't here, Ope.
All right, it was Bill Burr then. Bill Burr, you complained.
When did he wait outside? I don't remember Bill Burr waiting outside.
Then I'm getting wrong information. They said that you were pissed off that you brought Bill Burr in and he had to wait outside because he's a big comic.
When? What I was pissed off about was Sean. Had nothing to do with him waiting outside. Had nothing to do with you going to the Dane Cook Bob Kelly phone call, which made perfect sense.
Yeah, but we pulled that out of our ass. We didn't know that was going to be good radio.
It was just the guy.
I never know, dude.
I understand the process. I understand it. And I'm sitting here with you. I know it.
And unfortunately, I'm kind of like the point guard. I have to make judgment calls, okay? We went to the Dane Cook phone call, and it worked out fine. We went to the Joey Paisano phone call. It worked out fine. And that I didn't feel like it could wait because it happened while we were in Atlantic City. We were doing a whole Atlantic City thing. Sean Rouse came in. I talked to him. It was mediocre, average radio at best. He didn't stink, but he wasn't giving us much of anything. So I moved on with the program, and then if he could, you know, find a spot, he should jump in. That's how the show
comfortable
works.
Jumping in
well,
because
I can't sit around and wait for someone to be comfortable.
Well, then don't tell somebody 2 years ago that you're dying to get him on the air, and don't tell them, yeah, I'd love to have you on the air, and then talk to him for a couple of minutes. Dude, it's not like I just dragged the guy in off the street and go, hey, talk to these guys. They have a radio show. You're the one that mentioned him coming on. You're the one that invited him.
But just because someone is invited on the show doesn't mean it's going to be a guarantee that he's going to get a lot of airtime.
But he wasn't doing a bad job.
It was okay, Jim. There was nothing going on. I set him up with a couple things, and he was like, yeah, he was slow. As far as the rhythm of a radio show, he was just trying to figure it all out. So we sat him over there, and we moved on with the show with other things.
And you don't even thank the guy at the end. That was a total blow-off.
So what does that mean? I was blowing someone off?
It was rude.
Don't fucking say blow-off.
That's what it is. Well, you're misquoting me.
That's bullshit.
You're saying I complained about Billy Burr and Patrice. I wasn't even here when Patrice first came in.
I don't blow off people that I like. Sean Rouse, I like. I didn't purposely blow him off.
You can call it whatever you want.
That means at the end of the show, I probably ran out of time and forgot to thank him. There was a lot of shit going on that day.
Okay, so we talked to him for a couple of minutes, didn't talk to him for the rest of the show, and then didn't thank him at the end. Nothing. Just like, you even said at one point, hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho. Understand he's a big
That's
guest.
how it works sometimes.
The guy is sitting right
here.
here.
That's how it works.
The guy is sitting
That's
right
how
here.
it works sometimes.
Okay, that's how it works. It's not a blow-off. What is
How
it?
many times in the old days did you come in and it was dice and we got to you when we could?
Understandable.
That's how it happens.
When I was a regular on the show.
So next time,
But you'd never ignore me. You would always say Jim Norton's in studio.
So what do you think the problem was, Jim?
I think you should have at least thanked the
So
guy
you
at
think
the
I
end.
had some kind of personal problem with
No,
Sean
if I
Rouse?
thought that, I would say it. I don't
So
think
what do you
that.
think the problem was?
It was just a bad decision, and I said that to you off air. Like, hey, man, because whatever. I didn't say you don't know how to run a radio show.
You don't.
I didn't say that.
You're funny and you're a good part of the show, but where I sit, you don't know what's going on.
I don't try to know what's going on. You're the boss. We all know you're the boss.
I have to make calls all the time.
I don't want to be the boss.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it's going to work out like the Sean Rouse situation. Oh, well.
Well, then don't ask people to give you input if you don't like the input.
I didn't. You said it.
No, many times you say, hey, let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. Many times you said that.
I didn't. It came out because you have something in your head, like you have a problem with some of these guys waiting. You're like,
no,
well,
I don't have a problem with people waiting.
Is Yoshi and the guy from Slap Happy coming in? I'm like, yeah, eventually, but personally, I'm getting sick of all the porn bullshit.
Right, and you said that yesterday, and the two
you're like,
people
come on, man, Yoshi's a funny comic. And I'm like, well, get to him eventually.
And the people we had yesterday gave great radio.
So, yeah, but you don't know. I've had a million porn stars on the show that stunk.
So Amanda Pete stunk. You're not sick of celebrities, are you?
You never know.
She was awful.
Yeah, I didn't want Amanda Pete on the show. I could care less about Amanda Pete. That was set up by the booker. Oh. That's why we went after her and talked about her stupid, awful tits. I don't care about Amanda Pete. The fucking movie came out, the reviews are in, and the movie stinks. Well, who cares?
Whatever.
But you don't know. You don't know what you plunk down the phone, you get a guest in here, and you hope for the best.
I know all that, but if somebody says something like, hey, man, I would rather do this or I didn't like this, you can't go, hey, look, you don't sit where I sit. That's a cop-out. It's like,
not
don't pull
a cop-out.
It is a cop-out because
if you thought Sean Rouse wasn't really fitting in and stuff, you're part of the show. You could have tried to, get him more involved.
I didn't feel like he wasn't fitting in because you run the show. I know that. I'm not stupid. It doesn't mean I can't say something I didn't like.
Dude, but if it's not going in a direction and you think you could help out, then you jump in. Then that's your job to jump in.
So, it's my job to jump in. But hold on, but off air if I say something, and it wasn't like a nasty fuck you remark. Off air if I say something, hey, don't do that, you're going to piss me off. It's like you can't have it both ways. Don't tell me you can jump in or you can do this and then not say anything off the air because I don't come in as early as you do and I don't know where you sit. You can't have it both ways.
You could jump in at any time. The Sean Rouse thing was average radio at best. Anthony and I can't sit here and wait for radio gold from Sean Rouse.
No, I know. I'm talking about.
You know how many people out there were killed for 10 minutes on this radio show? He got 10 minutes. It was okay. Next time he's in New York, we'll throw him on again if he's not too pissed, Jimmy, and we'll see what happens next.
He didn't say anything.
And then we'll see what happens next.
I just watched you. The guy come in and not get
10 fucking minutes on the show is a long fucking time.
You're right.
All right?
You did him a great favor.
So what am I supposed to do?
Thanks for coming in, Sean. It was nice to have you.
Should we do a Barbara Walters fucking interview with him for
how
a half
about just
hour?
common courtesy, a guy you've invited on 2 years ago, to go, hey, man, thanks a lot for coming in. How about that?
I said thanks off air.
No, you didn't.
Off air, I said goodbye to the guy.
All right. Okay, off air, you say goodbye to him.
So I have a problem with Sean Rouse.
I never said you had a problem with Sean Rouse. Stop misquoting me. Stop misquoting me.
Then what's the big deal that he didn't get a proper goodbye on the air? You're insane.
I'm not insane.
What's
just
the
rude.
big deal?
You're the one you were raving about what a great comic you think he is, how you wanted him to come on.
What is rude about forgetting to say goodbye to a guy when there's
nothing.
Dude, when there's so much shit going on.
What was going on?
Chris Jericho is here. I think we had something that we had to do after the show, Make sure the show ends on time and in a nice fashion.
That's a lot of shit going on?
Dude, I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
Oh, don't get all angry and yell. You can't say you want me to voice my opinion and then get so pissed off when I voice my opinion.
You're insane.
I'm not insane.
You are insane.
No, I'm not.
You're insane at times.
No, I'm not.
So Sean Rouse didn't get the proper goodbye. Oh, well, it happens.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay. Okay.
You can sit here and try to figure it out.
See?
You can. Because you have all these opinions how it's supposed to work.
All these opinions? I fucking never say things I don't like on the show.
Get Yoshi
I never have problems with things that are going on the show.
We'll get Yoshi in eventually, no problem. We'll fit him into the show.
If you would have said that, I never would have even thought about it. You didn't say that, though.
What did I say?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The porn shit. It was a big thing. You didn't go, yeah, man, we'll get to him in a little while. Okay.
That's bullshit. I said we'll get to him eventually.
It's bullshit? It's not bullshit. You didn't say it. If you would have said it like that,
I didn't say that we're not getting these guys in. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to them. But I'm not obsessed with porn like you and Steve. Like, oh, God, more porn people. You guys get all excited, can't wait to get your pictures and stuff. Who cares? Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio show.
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that. I understand you're trying to do a radio show. I know that.
Jim, you're fucking pissing me off. It's
well,
bullshit.
You're pissing me off, too.
When you say, that I blew someone off, that is bullshit.
Okay.
That is simple bullshit.
You
I didn't purposely,
forgot. I didn't say you
purposely try to blow someone off that I like. There are guys I hate, and I'll go right after them. But Sean Rouse, I didn't purposely blow him off.
Didn't say you purposely
I didn't blow him off.
Okay, you
all right?
phrase it any way you want.
If I forgot to say goodbye on the air, who cares?
Okay, no one cares.
In the end, who the fuck cares?
So he traveled 2.5 hours north and then took the train. My point is we shouldn't have had him if that was the way it was going to go. You shouldn't have had him in.
Dude, it's going to happen again to somebody.
Then you book
It's just
them.
how
don't
the
ask
radio
me to
show
get
goes.
comics.
That's
I don't want to get comics.
Then don't get comics,
I don't
Jimmy.
want to. You have access to the same people I have access
Then don't
to.
get comics. Why? Because you're personally hurt that someone has to wait out there because we're doing other radio?
No, but it would annoy me if I didn't say wait out there. That's not what I said. You keep misquoting me.
I did not. You're like...
Yes, you did. You said I got pissed off when Patrice had to wait, and I wasn't even here for that.
All right, then I apologize for that. But you did say something about Bill Burr waiting, too. But that was another day. That was a lot going on.
I do not remember that. I don't remember
that was a lot. There was a lot going on that day.
When have I been mad about somebody waiting because there was a lot going on?
Huh?
When? When have I ever said, fucking stop what we're doing and bring so-and-so in? When?
Dude, you said Bill Burr had to wait. You said Sean Rouse had to wait.
I didn't. You said Bill Burr. I didn't say Bill Burr.
Bring Ben in here.
Get Ben. I didn't say Bill Burr.
Bring Ben in here.
I don't remember the Bill Burr thing.
What?
I don't remember the Bill Burr thing.
Holy shit.
What?
I'm sure Ben just went, holy shit. Now Ben's involved. Yeah, I'm still here, people.
Is he obsessed with people waiting outside?
You were upset the first time.
Thank you.
You said this was a long time ago, but
thank you.
But I'm not getting them.
Obsessed? That's obsessed. When did Bill? I don't remember Bill Burr.
It was a long time ago. You were said we got to get him in faster.
You said
it was a long
you
time
said we
ago.
have to get some of these guests in faster. Well, that's great. But if we have something going on, we're not going to stop the fucking radio show to get a guy in who could easily wait a little longer out there because it's very valuable airtime.
That's a fair point.
It's a privilege.
That's a fair point. But what was going on? I don't remember the Bill Burr
If I'm
thing.
some kind of... Huh? Bill,
I don't remember the Bill Burr.
I don't remember what was happening that day. But
so
Bill
why mention it? Why not just stick to what we were talking about?
Because it's part of the whole fucking thing. You get uptight because some of these guys have to wait to get on the show.
How do you know that I wasn't right about the Bill Burr thing if neither one of us remembered what was going on?
If I'm sitting outside the Opie and Anthony show, I'll wait 4 hours to fucking get 5 minutes of airtime. Tough shit.
How do you know that I'm wrong about the Bill Burr thing if neither you or I can remember what was going on that day?
You are wrong about the Bill Burr thing is because I know he's a funny guy and we want to work him into the show, but obviously something else was going on.
Okay, so you're saying I'm wrong
Anthony
on
and I thought was much more important, so we made him sit out there a little longer.
So there's no way, because neither one of us can remember it, so automatically I have to be wrong about it because
you were obsessed that he was waiting outside.
I'm obsessed. I didn't even remember it until he said I'm obsessed.
Well,
I didn't even remember it.
Ben remembered.
Ben remembers a lot of things. Ben remembers that we're getting, Dennis Leary and Lenny Clark in studio in Boston. Doesn't matter.
You don't know how a show works, and then you have these stupid opinions. It's simple
I'm sorry.
as that.
I had an opinion. So what? You're right. I don't know how a show works. That's why I roll in when I roll in. I don't pretend to know how a show works.
Just don't bring any comedians in anymore.
No remarks. Believe me, I'll just do my job. No remarks.
No
remarks off the air. You're right. You're right.
But you're
right.
You're sounding insane that I didn't like say goodbye to Sean Rouse on the air. Holy shit, are you kidding me?
It was rude.
I don't even remember my name at the end of the show sometimes. There's so much going on. Relax.
You still should have said goodbye to the guy.
Why? What does that prove to the listener?
That's a listener, just the guy that comes in. He travels 2.5 hours north.
I said
you've been
thank you
inviting
after
him for
the
2
show.
years. You've been inviting 2 years.
The show ends and we take our photos with Chris Jericho and we walk around the studio. We thank some of the guys for bringing whatever they brought to the table. I said goodbye to Sean Rouse.
Okay, good.
Good. I said goodbye to Sean.
Okay, good.
So I didn't do it on the air. That's the big deal?
No, and you know that's not what I'm saying.
Yes,
you know that's
not
what I'm saying.
Then what is it?
Because you just blew him off. You didn't address him at all. Hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho.
Don't say I blew him off.
Okay, it's the words that bother you. Stop with the semantics. Whatever you did, he just sat there.
So, it happens. It happens every day on this show. It's happened a million times on the show over the years.
And have I ever complained about it? Have I ever said to you, no, yes or no? No.
Dude, it started because of Yoshi and Brandon outside, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, we'll get to him. You're like, well, I don't want him waiting out too long.
That's not the way it happened.
Why'd you even invite him in? I'm like, we'll get to him eventually.
You didn't say we'll get to him, and I panicked. That's not the way it happened. That's dishonest. It's not the way it happened, dude. It's not the way it happened.
Whatever, Jimmy.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's not the way it happened.
Whatever. You got to calm down.
I'm very calm.
You got to calm down. You really do.
Hey, look, you're the boss, brother. Everybody knows you're the boss. I'm not challenging that.
No, that's not what I'm getting at.
Of course that's what you're getting at.
No, of course it's not what I'm getting at, Jimmy. Of course it's not. You know, we all have a say in the show, and if you thought something was going on with Sean Rouse, you could jump in and try to make it happen. It wasn't happening. Do you understand? It wasn't happening.
So I can jump in and...
The guy's funny.
So I can jump in and try to make it happen, but I can't mention it to you off air because you're going to freak out and go, you sit here and do what I do. So, again, you want it both ways. I can jump in and make it happen because I'm part of the show, but I can't mention it to you off the air. And I didn't call you up screaming.
It's been a thing going on. That's why this happened on the air, that you're obsessed with people waiting outside
Why
the
do you keep
studio.
saying obsessed? You don't want to say blown off. Why are you saying obsessed?
You said about these guys today. You said about Bill.
I
and you said
reacted
about
to what
Sean
you
Rouse.
said. I don't remember Sean Rouse.
You brought the Sean Rouse. I thought the Sean Rouse thing was fine, but when I mentioned Brennan and Yoshi coming in, and I'm like, I'm sick of the porn thing, but we'll make it work. You're like, you know,
not the way you said it, dude. Come on, Opie. It's not the way you
did, asshole.
No, it's not the way you said it, brother. It's not the way you said it.
I'll start recording everything I say, so it's perfect for you. You
no,
obsessed
but I'm
freak.
going to react when it's appropriate when somebody speaks to me. That's not the way you said it.
What did I say about Brandon and Yoshi?
You're like,
what did I say?
I guess we'll get him in. I don't know. I'm just sick of
and
the
you're
porn
like,
thing.
Then why do we invite him, man? Why do we invite him?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want people, why invite them? It's a very valid question.
Because the show's not all about me. I understand there's a value to these guys, but it doesn't mean I'm going to, bring the good radio when these guys come in. All right? I hated those girls coming in yesterday.
But they were great.
It turned out it was great. You're right. Because Anthony found an angle.
I was brilliant, but why?
That's the only reason it was great. Anthony found an angle.
Understandable.
On paper, that looked like that was going to fucking suck, okay?
Well,
on paper, Sean Rouse looked like it was going to be really good radio. Guess what? It wasn't, Jimmy.
It wasn't bad radio.
It was average radio best, and when you have a lot of other stuff going on, you have to keep moving on, keep trying to find, the next thing that's going to hit with the listeners. That's how this show always has worked.
And I know, I don't understand
And these guys will come in, and they'll either stink or they'll do good radio. I don't know.
Which is fine.
I don't know. But that started the whole thing like, oh, why are you inviting them in? If you're going to make them wait, or you're not going to have them on.
If you're not going to have them on.
And then you're like, and the same thing happened with Sean Rouse last week. And I know for a fact you said something about Bill Burr.
I don't remember. If I did, I would admit it to you. I don't remember it. But you don't remember it either. Neither one of us remembers why he had to wait. I'm being honest. I don't remember that.
He had to wait because the show was happening. That's the only reason.
That's what it was? Maybe you're right.
That's because I know that's how it works.
Okay, so you win that point of the argument because you know.
I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, well, the show really sucks today, but, I'm on a power trip, so I'm going to just let
Never said you were on a power trip.
Shut up,
no, I'm not going to shut up.
I'm exaggerating.
Oh, well, all right, well, then don't make it look like you're pointing me.
And I'm going to, stare out the window and just look at Bill Burr when maybe we could use him and to make better radio.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, something was happening because I know how I approach this show every day.
Okay, so
there are guys out there. I see them waiting. I'm like, wow, I would love to get them in, but I know what we're doing at that given moment is really good. So instead of stopping the whole fucking thing to get something else going, you got to ride these things out. That's how it works. That's how it always has worked.
Right.
So if Bill Burr was sitting out there, that just meant that something else was going on that was really hitting that day.
But neither one of us remembers it. So you win that part of the argument on point. And all of a sudden, I'm obsessed because I mentioned Bill Burr had to wait. I don't remember mentioning
that. Yeah, because this is unfortunately the part of the show that I have to worry about every day.
Mm-hmm.
There was no other reason why he was sitting out there, but that there was probably something really good happening in the studio. Simple as that. That's the only reason.
And I understood when Sean came in.
That's the only reason.
When Sean came in and you went to the Dane Cook Hall, the Bob Kid, that made I definitely understood that. It was what happened once he was in.
But you're still not getting it.
I get it.
No, you're
I
not.
comprehend it. I don't agree.
No, you're not.
I get it,
You're still not getting it.
That's arrogant. I do get it. I just disagree.
We could have went to the Dane Cook phone call, and that could have blown. You're like, well, I understand why we went there. Really? Why?
Because
that could have sucked.
No. You want to ask me a question? Let me answer it. Bob's a regular on the show. I understood why you're going to it. The guy got hurt. Dane's calling in. Dane's the guy we've wanted to get on the show. You've been saying you wanted Dane on the show. Then we got Dane on the show. I definitely understood why you went to it.
Because we wanted both those guys on, that could have sucked.
It could have, but I understood why you went with it. You're making my point. I understood why you went with that.
and Dice, there were times they gave us shitty radio. Just because Dice is coming in doesn't mean we're going to have great radio.
Understandable. No one is saying
that.
So
for you to say, I understood why you went to the Bob Kelly call, really?
Yeah.
What if we went there and it sucked?
I still would have understood why you went there.
All right, and you don't understand why you went to the Joey Paisano call?
Not saying I didn't understand. I'm saying once Sean was in studio and talking, and you want to make that decision, that's your call. Okay, fine. But then to not address him at all for the rest of the show.
My God, we should find the Sean Rouse audio.
Through going to break.
We should find the audio.
You're asking me, and I'm explaining to my point of view. From going to break and saying, hey, we're hanging with Chris Jericho, not even mentioning the guy, and at the end of the show, not even thanking him for coming in. That's what I was talking about.
Tough shit.
Okay, that's your answer. Tough
shit.
I say what I say, you say tough shit.
Did I thank him after the show?
I don't know what you did.
That's all that matters.
You say you did.
That's all that matters.
I'll believe you.
Because we developed these relationships for the radio show.
Okay.
If I forgot to thank the guy at the end of the show, tough shit.
Okay,
it happens.
Shit. Okay, I say what I say, you say tough shit.
It happens.
Okay. I know what happens. I was here when it happened.
I remember what was going on that day. Chris Jericho, the one thing he asked, he goes, dudes, I love doing radio with you guys, but if you could, play my song or a part of my song, that's all I want. And I knew we were running out of time. We were supposed to play the whole song. All of a sudden there was, less than 2 minutes left, and I'm like, holy crap, we got to get to the song because we promised.
I know.
Because I tried it. When we promise someone something, I try to oblige. So all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, hit the song. We got to get out of here. Chris Jericho, thanks for coming by. Here's Enemy. It was just a really rush job end of a radio show.
I remember it, and I understood why you had to play it.
Fucking reason why Sean didn't get a thank you.
How come he didn't get, it's just a thing we do. When I've been in this show long enough, when you're talking about who's in studio, you're like, all right, man, we're hanging here with Chris Jericho, blah, blah. It's just the way you say things. But when you're saying, we're hanging here with Chris Jericho, and the guy's just sitting there, and you don't even acknowledge him. And I'm not talking about at the end of the show, and then at the end of the show.
Give some people a little more respect than others, too. Chris Jericho is known all over the world.
So what?
And he came in.
I know you guys like Jericho, and he's a good guest.
And eventually, maybe we would have got back to Sean or not. In that case, we didn't get back to Sean.
I'm not even talking about getting back to him.
Oh, my God.
But don't say, hey, you can jump in because you're a part of the show, and then the other thing, get really pissed off if I say something off air. You can't have it both ways.
No, it's bullshit, Jimmy. I think it's a cop-out when you're like, you have all these opinions off air, but...
What, all these opinions? What do you mean, all these opinions?
You got these... I
want to know what you mean, all these opinions.
I want to know what you mean. You got this microphone in front of you. If you thought you could help the Sean Rouse situation, then start fucking talking. What do you
mean, all these opinions?
Then fucking talk.
I want to know what you mean.
No, that's it.
I'd like to know what you mean. That's a fair question. All these opinions, what?
All the opinions.
I love the way the show is going.
Dude,
what are you talking
I don't feel like getting into all the other bullshit with thinking everyone down in Washington is trying to, sidetrack the show. The marketing is not there.
Are you telling me that's me? Oh my God!
I turned the corner.
Wow.
I think they're now doing a really good job in Washington. You still think? Gary Hahn is purposely fucking?
Oh.
Dude,
did you just say that?
Let's not change subjects. Stick to the basic gist of what you guys were discussing.
You're saying that I'm the one who thinks that things aren't getting done?
Hugh Pinero hates the show, right?
I'm not convinced that Hugh hates the show.
I know for a fact that he likes the show, okay?
I know for a fact. Show. Are you really on the air trying to throw me under the bus with Hugh Pinero?
Well, now if you want to fuck around, Jimmy, let's fuck.
I'll fuck around.
Let's fuck around.
Go ahead. I say what I have to say on the air, always.
All your opinions, right?
Yeah, my opinion is this, that they are worried about the show. I've been saying this since day one.
It's wrong now.
Well, let me finish my opinions. That they're worried about the show.
It's wrong.
And I was right about the advertisers coming up the premium. I was right about that. Wasn't I? And one of the reasons that they wanted us that the advertiser would start coming once we came off the premium. That was the reason they wanted to get us off the premium. I knew that. I knew the fact that that was one of the reasons they were going to take us off the premium, is because advertisers were coming saying we will not go while they're on premium, but we'll go once they're off premium because the show is succeeding. I was right about that.
That was part of it.
And I was right about I was right about the whole marketing thing, which hasn't happened. I was right about it. And you thought the same thing. But now you're acting like I'm paranoid. I'm thinking that. How can you? That's disingenuous, man.
Nah, forget it.
Come on, dude. How could you say that? How could you say that? I'm paranoid and I have issues. How could you say that just to win an argument?
Oh, my God. You want to talk to some of the guys around paranoid and have issues?
Well,
you want to talk to Eric Logan? You want to talk? They're like, Jimmy's out of his fucking mind.
Really? So I was wrong about when that letter went out. When that letter went out and you guys weren't mentioned in the rate hike, I was wrong to say that was hiding the show?
Dude,
you bought that spin? Come on, dude.
The explanation I got, yeah, I believed it. I believed it.
Then you and I are different people.
I definitely believed it.
Then you believed it.
I definitely believed it.
You believed that they just didn't want us associated with the rate hike.
I definitely believe that.
Because when you have a big show on the air, you don't want people to make it look like, hey, you're getting something good for nothing.
I definitely believe it. Do I agree with that decision? No, but I definitely believe it.
Okay.
I definitely believe that was their logic in that. Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
I think it was the wrong decision. I thought we should have been involved with that letter, but I believe their their logic.
Right. No, you're right. You turned the corner, and I'm paranoid. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I believe.
I'm the one who's thinking that nothing's getting done, and you've turned the corner. Okay.
I think things are getting done.
I agree, actually, in some areas.
I was the number one, guy bitching on the show, but now I've turned the corner.
Really, why didn't you tell me this?
I think Washington's now doing a good job for the show. Definitely.
Okay. Well, why didn't you say this when I was complaining about the read that you guys got? I saw what that was. You saw the same thing. You agreed with it. You didn't tell me you didn't agree with it?
We weren't going to do that. We were not going to do that, you ass.
No. I'm saying you didn't tell me you didn't agree with it.
The channel blocking?
People. Come on now.
No. The motives behind the reading, I'm saying. The motives behind the reading. When they sent you that... when they sent you that paper. When I went crazy...
For the TV spot?
Yeah. When I went crazy because of the script they gave you, because I knew the motives behind it were to mention channel blocking. You didn't disagree with me on that.
What are you talking about? We weren't going to read the thing
I'm not
about
saying
channel
you were
blocking.
No. You're missing.
Oh, you thought that...
I know why that was in there.
No. See, that's your paranoia again. I totally disagree.
I said that on the air. Why didn't you call me out on the air?
I totally did. Because then I make some phone calls down to Washington, and I see where their head's at. You left right after the show. Eric Logan talked to Anthony and I for a while about it, and I believed their explanation. I believed it. They were trying to be funny with it, and it didn't work. And that was the email that Gary Hahn sent to me that I sent to you, basically saying, look, this was our attempt at humor, and it failed miserably. That was the only reason they did the whole channel blocking thing. I believe their explanation, yes. Call me crazy. I totally believe it.
Okay, good for you.
I totally believe it.
Absolutely. Actually, you might be right. But
I totally believe it now.
The fact that you would actually
at the point you made a good the other day you made a good point, but then I'm like, all right, well I got to call Washington and see what this is all about.
Just the fact
and the explanation they gave me, I believe it.
The fact that you would make it look paranoid that I've been pissed off at the way certain things go is mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me.
Well, you got to calm down a little bit.
There's
some paranoia. You were still bitching about the advertising for the show while we're in the papers that day.
Yes, I was. We're
on the back page of the New York Post on the sports section, a really nice ad, and that day you were still bitching about the marketing.
And I acknowledged the fact that was good. You said you like about that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, that is good. That was good. I was talking about the TV commercial and the dialogue in the TV commercial, and you know that's what I was talking about. You know that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the dialogue they gave you, that little thing about, maybe they were going for a humor thing. If that had been one or two of the lines, I would have definitely understood that. But the fact that every single line mentioned channel block. You're the one that was saying no one's running this channel. We didn't get this stuff sent to us.
I totally agree with that, too. But we're taking care of that situation,
too. How can you say that I'm the one who's thinking that we're not thinking getting done?
They went with this angle of channel blocking. So then they had 6 or 7 different versions because they thought that might make for a good spot. That's all that was about.
And had
they had one idea. They had one idea. Like, you know what? These guys talking about channel blocking in a sarcastic, dry way. This could make a good TV spot. They were absolutely wrong. But I
would have agreed with you.
That was the only motive. That was the only motive they had doing that. And I truly believe that now.
Well, then you know what?
Because I talked to everybody down there.
Okay, then this is
unless they're all
then if you're right,
fucking with me.
If you're right,
then
this is the case then of a guy who's been caught cheating on his wife 8 times. And one time he comes back with glitter on his collar, and it's legitimately there because he hugged a relative, and she thinks he was cheating again. He goes, no, I wasn't cheating. It's the same type of a vibe. So you can't call the wife paranoid for thinking the husband cheated.
Jimmy, I'm involved with these guys in Washington a lot. I encourage you to talk to Eric Logan because you do.
I do talk to Logan. I like him.
You don't talk to him a lot. I talk to the guy every day. And I'm just saying some of the things you have problems with, you should get on the phone with him and you'd be more at ease, is what I'm saying.
What are you saying that I have problems with that's so crazy or paranoid? I don't think the show's been advertised properly. They were afraid of the show, dude, and I was right about that.
They were taking a slow approach. I understood that. Believe it or not, I understood it from the beginning.
Oh, my God.
This show in October, I didn't want the whole fucking country to know about. Anthony and I were getting our chemistry back together. I was okay with no national spots.
Dude, you're making it look like you're comfortable with the way things have gone, and I'm this crazy person who's screaming for more. Come on, dude.
We've all screamed and yelled and had our problems here.
You were yelling 2 days ago.
Huh?
You're yelling 2 days ago.
Because I didn't know. You brought up a good point, and then I'm like, wow, you might be right about this. Okay, sure. But then after the show, I called and I got an explanation. I believe what they had to say.
And you also believe the explanation of why Open Ant were not mentioned in the XM letter.
Completely believe it.
Just because you didn't want to be associated with the rate hike.
I don't agree with it, but I completely believe their logic in that.
So it wasn't that they're a little afraid of the show, and maybe even justifiably so, considering what's happening.
If they're still afraid of the show, they would just keep us on premium. Don't you get it?
No, because of advertising. No. Because certain sponsors want to come aboard the show and just be a part of it and have us go out and do things.
No, wrong.
I think that they realize the show is moving in a different direction.
We don't have a lot of advertisers to begin with. There's not a lot of guys jumping on board, and the rate for a commercial is so minimal. They're not going to make any money anytime soon on that. They're just not.
The advertising guy said that the advertisers want to come aboard. They want to be a part of the show.
Sure, that's part of it.
Once we're on basic. Well, then how come you?
That's part of it.
It's not part of it.
That's just one part of it, though. But if they were really worried about the show, they would just keep it on premium and let it grow that way.
Okay, so you think that they've been very comfortable with the show and they've been pushing the show properly? And I'm this crazy person who doesn't think that. I don't buy it,
no. I think things have gotten better, though.
I never said they didn't.
I think they wanted to take a very conservative, slow approach. Did we agree with that all the way along? No.
Just the fact that
in the beginning, I didn't really care because in the beginning I didn't care because I didn't think we had a product that I personally was proud to show the whole country in
you
TV
did
spots.
Care, dude. I'm talking about from January on. You did care, and when Howard announced he was going to Sirius, all of us thought like, all right, now you got to push this show because we got to be in a position to fight or whatever. You know,
and we wanted them to push
starting January.
Starting January would have been nice. It didn't happen, but now we're in April, and now we got a big push happening. So it's a little slower than we wanted. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But from October to January, you know, this show wasn't ready for a national platform. It just wasn't.
Okay,
Anthony and I took 2.5 years off.
You're saying you agree with that, but in the beginning of this whole XM tangent, you're making it look like I have all of a sudden been this problem who's complaining about XM irrationally, and that these guys
Anthony,
I love
Jimmy,
being here, and you know that,
Jimmy. Yeah, but you don't acknowledge the good things that are happening.
Are you?
In Washington.
Of course I do.
Not a lot, bro. Not
like
a
what?
lot. You're always always looking for the other side of something. Why there was the channel blocking, script. Why we weren't mentioned in the letter. And
I was right both times.
No,
maybe channel blocking way one thing,
not.
but I was right
no,
about
not.
the other one.
No, you're not.
Okay, then
you
agreed
really
dishonestly. You agreed with me dishonestly.
No, I'm not going to explain again. When it came up on the show, you brought up a good point. I'm like, whoa, yeah, we got to look into this. And you're 100% right about that, 100% right. But then I wrote some emails. Anthony and I talked to Eric Logan, and I'm completely satisfied now that they were just trying to make a joke that was just dumb.
Possible.
Dumb.
Why were there no other options? Had there been other options, I would totally believe that, but there were no other options.
Because when you're making a TV spot, you're like, all of a sudden something hits you. Like, well, I think this would make a great TV spot, so let's get 6 or 8 different versions of this and then record, and we'll pick the best one. But then Ant and I jumped in and said, no, this is just not funny. It's not working. I totally believe it. Completely now. Completely.
Okay. Just like you believe that one I could swallow more than that's the why you weren't mentioned in the rate hike.
Well, that's fine.
You can.
I believe that too.
Okay, good for you.
I don't think I think it's bad business. I don't agree with their decision, but I believe their intentions definitely.
Okay, good.
Definitely. Didn't make me happy.
Oh no, you're right. Their intentions were good. I'm nuts for thinking that.
Dude,
paranoid.
It was Opie and Anthony coming off the premium. We're raising your service $3 a month.
No.
How is that good?
Because that's not what it was.
Basically, that's what it was.
No, it was.
That was the 2 points in that letter.
Baseball.
That's the 2 points.
I'll tell you, baseball free online streaming, and when you have a show that you're proud of,
baseball was already happening.
When you have a good show that you're proud of, you're saying to people, this justifies the rate hike to a certain degree. Hey guys, look what you're getting now. We're raising the price. Look what you're getting.
Baseball was already happening. So they were basically announcing, we're coming off the premium, and, oh, by the way, we're raising everything $3.
But they didn't mention you were coming off the premium in the letter. That was my problem with the letter. They just said high voltage.
That's fine. That's fine.
To me, if you have a show that you're proud of, and you're raising people's rates, and you're saying, look, but now you're getting this great show for free, that's not a bad thing for the show. That's saying, look, people, look what you're getting as a part of this rate hike. That's being proud of the show.
No, they're proud of the show. You have no idea.
Okay. Then I have no idea.
You don't. You don't. They're definitely proud of the show.
Okay, good.
Get on the phone with Eric Logan more, and you'll see for yourself.
I've talked
to the guy's fighting his balls off versus Washington.
You don't need to tell me about Logan. I love Logan.
And he's changed a lot of people's opinions down there.
Whoa, change their opinions? You mean their opinions needed to be changed?
It seems like that.
Why would you say that?
You
made me look like I'm crazy, and now you're saying...
Oh,
okay. Right. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Just the fact that gears got changed in mid-argument to a whole new argument just is too telling.
I didn't change gears.
There's obviously tension between you two that's been simmering. That's all I see. That's what I see. And no, I'm not jumping on anyone's side in this argument. I'm being questioned here. Where's Anthony jumping? I'm not jumping. I'm not getting between this. But obviously there's tension here. I know Jimmy very well. I know Opie very well. I see some tension. I know Jay Moore very well.
Jay, we'll get you in a sec. I'm sorry.
I don't want Jay Moore waiting. Ooh. I'm kidding. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I actually sorry, bro.
Well, now I know what Opie's talking about. You don't call people back.
You don't call people back. Yeah. So you guys obviously have to have a little powwow, perhaps off the air. I hear a little too much personal shit
my general thing
to not think there's a little more here than meets the eye.
This is my general thing. Simple as this, okay? And call me an asshole, call me wrong, that's fine. But this is, believe it or not, I'm having a really.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus, Jay.
Jay Moore's completely
Jay
naked.
Moore just got completely naked. He's standing in front of the window, completely naked.
and I think it's getting hard, too. Jesus Christ. Tell him to put his pants on.
Oh.
That'll change gears easily right there.
Oh. Wow.
Look, this. I'll summarize, and you could call me wrong, whatever. But believe it or not, I'm having a really, really good time with this radio show. A really good time. I'm having more fun in radio than I've ever had. Okay, and I just get from Jimmy at times a negative vibe. When it's always like point out the negatives. I'm just saying, dude. And if I'm wrong, you can call me out. And there's, well, I'm not gonna, whatever. And I get a negative vibe. I get the calls, and the frustration and stuff. And sometimes, this is all I'm saying, sometimes I wish you would also just point out a lot of the positive things that are happening. You do focus on the negative a lot.
That is so sociopathic, I almost don't know how to respond to it.
Holy crap.
Of course I'm negative, and I point out the negatives. But to think, when I've agreed that this is more fun than commercial radio ever was. And I love doing the show, and I love.
I'm
talking
behind
here.
the scenes, dude. There's always this negative vibe of what this, that, and this is
and
coming.
Funny,
this is coming from me, who's a complete asshole a lot of times, and a negative person.
Then you should have told me that instead of saying, "Hey, man, I really like the way in the conference calls you speak your mind, and you try to get shit done about the channel name change, and all that stuff." You're coming from two different points of view.
We haven't
had
a conference call in 4 months, dude. We haven't had a conference call in 4 or 5 months.
How about the Club Soda Kenny situation? Was I negative about that? That just got resolved 2 days ago, bro.
We all agreed on that one.
Whoa, how am I the producer holding up a "Let's move on" sign? Ben trying to be the producer.
Jay here. Let's go to Jay. Jay.
Move on. Talk about this later.
Cute girl outside.
Cute girl out there. Jay got naked.
You guys obviously need to, sit down and chat off air about things. I know both of you very well. I know both of your personalities very, very well. And I just see a clash going on there. That's for sure. I know Jimmy, like Opie says, Jimmy brings up a lot of the negative stuff and a lot of, he's always talking to people in D.C. about the problems that we're having. That is, first of all, that's just inherent in Jimmy's personality, is to point that stuff out. And the way he does it, is it abrasive? Sure. Is it in your face? Yeah. That's Jimmy. That's the way he does stuff. I sit there and I have seen huge improvements over the course of the past couple of months. Things have definitely gotten better. There's still a huge problem. I refuse to pay that Club Soda Kenny bill. I refuse to pay bills that they keep sending me in the email. I'm not paying those things. Are they advertising more? Sure. See if that lasts. Your personality is what your personality is. I've been with you for 10 years doing this show. I know what it's like, and you've come leaps and bounds, over the past couple of years. But to see you and Jimmy in the same room for a set amount of time, which is the past, few months that we've been on the air, I just see, I see problems. It's the way both of you are. There's,
blame me if you want, but I'm just trying to get.
I'm blaming
no, not you, Anthony. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get the negative vibe as much as possible out of my life. and I still get a negative vibe from Jimmy at times. And if I sent you down that road, then fine.
You didn't send me down the road.
I'm telling you right now on the air, I don't want to hear as much negative anymore.
Then stop saying as much negative.
I'm saying right now, as we move forward, okay? I said, if I set you down this road, then
you didn't set me down. I'm 36, dude. You didn't set me down any road.
But I don't want to hear it as much anymore.
Okay.
I just don't. I want to enjoy my life. Dude, I'm not talking just about the radio show. I'm talking about my whole life. I'm trying to get a lot of the negative vibe out of me. I'm trying, okay? And I just don't want to hear as much anymore like I used to. I used to really get into it. I don't want to hear it as much. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you hit a nerve today with the whole people waiting outside the studio. Yeah, get pissed. What now?
Just, I want the negative vibe out. When as negative as you are, which I don't mind that about.
I don't mind I'm a negative person, but I'm trying to work on that.
But the fact that it's coming in this context, in the middle of an argument, like, Jimmy, I don't want the negativity. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I love the way things are going here. Like, what are you... You hit fucking nuts.
You hit a nerve with the fucking waiting with the guests. Simple as that.
It
all came out great.
Good, let it come out.
It all came out.
And then you switch gears with the XM thing. Come on, stop.
All right, whatever, dude. I'm a dope and you're brilliant.
I'm brilliant, dude.
But
you switch gears.
No, you're brilliant.
What about that? You don't think Hugh likes the show?
Right. You're right. Ugh. You're right. I'm a dope. I'm stupid.
Dope? I never see you a dope.
No, you're right, though. You're right. Everything you said was right. I'm wrong. You're right. Obviously.
That psychology don't work either, bro. Come on.
Whatever. Obviously. You're right. You're right.
You don't think Hugh likes the show?
Huh?
You try to throw me under the bus with Hugh Pinnell? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. So you're right. I was wrong to say that, too. Whatever. Whatever, dude. If you want to fight, you know, it gets ugly. That's how fights always work.
Whatever.
So you can point out that I quote, try to throw you under the bus with Hugh Pinero. Hugh Pinero
I'm never going to win this. You're the boss, man. I know
Hugh Pinero isn't going to fucking fire you because I said something like that
on
the air. So
I don't think
fucking
he's
relax.
going to fire me, dude. I'm not worried about him firing me.
Everyone listening to the show knows when there's a fight, it gets ugly. Tough shit. Tough shit.
It doesn't
So you
hurt.
don't like what I said? Oh well. You said some things I don't like.
Like
either.
what?
Huh?
Like what?
I'm not going to get into it.
What? I would like to know what.
No. Because then it'll be another 20 minutes. So you're right. I'm wrong. There you go. Will that make you sleep better tonight?
Dude. You're putting yourself in this position like you're this rational guy, and you've just done this job in an argument. I don't care if you're mad or not.
Wrong.
You don't care if I'm mad or not.
I'm completely wrong.
And you can try to fix things the way you want to fix them.
Whatever, dude.
I feel the same way. Whatever.
That
psych shit that works on broads doesn't work on me. I don't care.
Fine. Don't care.
I don't care.
Good. When you say you don't care, you care.
Yeah.
Ben, any suggestions, Ben? Besides your move on sign?
Can we move on, please?
Jesus Christ.
We have been on this for a while.
Yeah, we've been on for a while. Jay's here. Let's go. Let's take a break and go to Jay.
We're back with Norton and Friends. Is that funny, at least?
Are we done?
All right, thanks.
Are you done?
Hey, that's great, guys.
Start of Friday.
Make me wait 40 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Moore.
Bunch of beautiful girls. Make a guy wait around outside for 40 minutes.
What's up, Jay Moore?
Naked.
Who was it? Rouse? Who? Rouse?
Sean Rouse.
That guy's never had more press in his life. I never heard of him, and I'm a fucking comic. This guy's been talked about for 2 hours. This guy should come in here and tongue your bag.
Well,
who's Eric Rouse?
Sean Rouse. Eric Logan, Sean Rouse. 2 different people. Sean's a comedian.
I heard of Eric Logan less than I've heard of Sean Rouse.
He's the programming president.
I'm not taking sides, you guys know that.
Eric's one of the bigwigs.
Jimmy did get a little out of line, yeah.
What?
Oh, stop.
You get a little out of line yourself, Jimmy. Billy?
Why don't you read it, Billy?
Guy. It's my fucking party. I pay for the drinks. It's my party.
Why don't you read it, old Billy boy?
I'll admit I was out of line. No problem.
We're making headway.
I know that much.
Jesus.
Well, I
when
know
my naked body pressed against a glass.
Enough.
I felt bad.
Let's attempt.
We're going to move on.
Move forward.
Dude, I tell you, I'm not happy with what happened. I'm not even annoyed anymore.
Well, we got
Stripper sex teens.
Yeah.
Teen drinking. That's what 60 Minutes did.
Yeah, they know what works. They always condemn, shows like ours when we touch on things that are like, oh, this is awful. Talk about sex and teens and. It's like, well, when push comes to shove and they need ratings, they know what to parade out. They pull out the specials on junior high school sex and strippers. So I guess they were doing this stripper expose.
Yeah, I guess just talking to strippers.
Great.
Getting to know them, you know.
Because they have so much to say. Fucking strippers.
Let's go with the first clip here.
A lot of people think that dancers are all either sexually abused as kids, or there's something wrong with them, or they're partying all the time, or they're prostitutes, or they're drunk every night. Yeah.
Word Up by Cameo playing in the background. Word Up.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, that is the...
Am I the only one paying attention around here?
Dude, this show the wheels fell off hours ago.
Jumped track.
We're just trying to, get to 11 o'clock. Who are you kidding?
He's glancing up. I'm looking at my watch. What's fucking...
The train jumped the track.
Girl worked in one of Daddy's clubs, Lady E.
The wreckage hasn't stopped rolling.
I'm waiting for Jim to finish the bathroom so I could go in, so it's not the awkwardness.
Oh, no. Hey.
It's just the worst.
So you just do the way you look, kind of purse your lips a little and go, nod your head?
No, because
there's just nothing?
It's beyond awkward.
Thank God there's a weekend.
We walked out together. Here's how you know it's tense. Because I went to the urinal and he went into the stall. And normally we piss next to each other.
Yeah. Thank God there's a weekend coming up. Just kind of diffuse this a bit.
I just don't... Here, this will.
All right.
A celebrity fart. There you go. Jay Moore. No, I just got a really bad headache now, you know.
Do you?
Really bad. That's my own problem, though.
How do you feel about the Jets getting Doug Jolly?
Jesus, Jay.
Jeez, that's a bad one, dude.
God, yeah, well, it's a fart.
Yeah, but sometimes they're not bad.
Yeah, sometimes they're really good. sometimes the inside of your ass is like potpourri.
But sometimes they don't smell.
They're never good, but sometimes they're just nothing. Mm-hmm. Is that a show promo? They're never good, but sometimes they're just nothing.
Right.
Opie and Anthony. So what do you got planned for the weekend?
I don't know, really.
Yeah?
Probably going to Long Island, I guess.
Yeah?
Mellow out for a while? Yeah, sure.
No? Not hanging out?
Do my sets.
No, he's got the big... Jimmy's doing the big HBO thing next week.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the next stupid speculation. Monday and Tuesday.
You going?
Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, I'll go. It's not that. It's not a fucking...
I understand.
It isn't a deal breaker or anything.
I'm the voice of the people, Opie.
It's just one of those things, and we'll work it out. Whatever. It's just.
What's your pilot?
It's a special. It's a half-hour stand-up.
No, he's doing the HBO on Tuesday. So here's the speculation that's going to start. Jimmy's not going to be here Monday and Tuesday. It's because he's getting ready for HBO.
Oh, no. Now there's going to be all kinds of speculation.
Of course there will.
But I told Dope yesterday I wanted those days because I wanted to get my sleep, or I want to sleep late like I was always doing.
That has nothing to do with what happened today.
Not
Trust me, we totally get it and understand.
If we didn't say that, though, and all
I know,
of a sudden we
that's
show
why I
up
want
on
to say
Monday,
it.
There's no Jimmy here.
That's why I want to say it, because stop.
Should have done that.
And now they're taking sides. Enough. Just relax.
That would have been really cool to come in, not acknowledge that Jimmy's not here, and not even talk about Jimmy. Not mention it.
Nice.
Oh, boy, they would have.
Bill Burr joining us again in studio. He did a good job on the show.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Bill's fun.
Yeah.
All right. And I thanked him properly, by the way.
Stop it. Play the goddamn audio.
Put you both in the ring, give you both a fucking beat, and let you fuck each other.
No. Get blood all over my contract.
You're used to that. But like what you're on right now, what's that?
Oh, this is instant feedback. This is people instantly commenting on the show, and boy,
Pat from Monaco's even not funny in print.
It has been very entertaining all day long. A lot of
Pussy
Metallica
busted?
references.
Yeah, I know.
Coming in.
It'll be fine. Let's all relax.
Don't.
Dude, I gotta interrupt. The Photoshops are coming in. They are really funny. It's me and Jimmy looking really angry in the background, and you're sitting there. And the caption says, "I love you both, so I want to make this right. We'll need a porch and some marshmallows."
It's chasing Opie.
Yeah.
That's funny. Smart-ass pricks.
Let's go to Kentucky. Dexter, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
Hi, Dexter.
What do you think?
Hell, sounds like y'all having problems in there.
Oh, what's up, man?
Sound like y'all have problems in there.
What do you do, psychologist?
I'm a damn truck driver.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Dexter?
Hey, first time caller, buddies. I've never called before, and I've used to listen to Howard all the time. And since I got XM about a week and a half ago, I've turned y'all on and enjoy listening to you all. And as far as that damn dragon wagon goes, why don't he go to a rest area and get ass raped by Pickle Park Pete?
Ooh, old Pickle Park Pete.
I remember the Pickle Park
That's
Pete.
the gay guys that hang out at the truck stops
There you
looking
go.
to maybe
Fucking
service the
faggot.
guys for a little extra money.
Wait,
Or you
what'd
can call
say,
him fucking
Dexter?
faggot.
He's a fucking faggot.
Wait,
I'll say.
is he cutting out? What'd you say?
Fucking dragon wagon's a fucking faggot.
It sounds
Baloney
so
lips
natural
oughta-
coming out of that mouth. You just picture a young
Baloney
boy in
lips
Wyoming
over
tied
there
to
oughta
a fence.
give you a kiss.
But he'd say that to a gay guy. I don't mind. You're a fucking faggot. That's fine with me.
Fine with me. I don't care what you fucking faggots do.
Everyone is saying PSE is porn star experience.
Oh.
Is that
Oh,
possible?
really? I never heard that. Maybe it is. But
Hey,
I never
hey,
heard
Jim.
it. Please,
Jim,
sir.
you there?
I'm right here, sir.
Won't you just go over there and give Opie a big old kiss to make up? Guys, it's enjoyable. Love listening to y'all.
All
I'm
right.
punching the hell out. I got to go do some work.
Go
Thank you,
fuck
Dexter.
yourself.
Dexter will be fine.
Bye, sweetie.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Now it's bullshit, bro.
I'm very calm.
You're insane.
Come on, man. I'm very calm. I didn't say that.
I don't blow off people that I like.
Right, no, you're right.
That is bullshit. Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Now stop misquoting me.
I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
You know that's what I was talking.
We were not going to do that, you ass.
I'm paranoid and I have issues. Aw, don't get all angry and yell.
Whatever, Jimmy. You are insane.
You're right.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Stop whining. Quiet.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Stop with the semantics.
Well, you got to calm down a little bit.
God damn it, are you fucking with me?
Now we're having fun.
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Breakfast.
How's your tuna fish, Anthony?
Tuna.
God, where do we begin today? Oh, my
What a weekend.
God.
What a weekend we all had, huh?
Really, you think?
I think.
No.
It was fun-filled.
The message boards had a
Oh,
great
my
weekend.
God.
They had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was like
Over, I hate to tell you guys, in the end, nothing.
major
Over
traffic.
nothing.
I was really entertained over the weekend checking in on the message boards and looking at the just thread after thread of speculation and accusation, masturbation, just throwing things out there. Some people that had pretty good insight on the situation at hand and what was going on.
Were you posting?
I think I posted like twice, but it was just pretty much quick little hits. Nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't have any long dialogue or any long monologue that I posted to answer to any of this. It was pretty much just, guys, what a bunch of tools. What a bunch of fucking tools.
I got to tell you guys something. You know, a lot of people look at me like I'm insane.
Well,
Read
yeah.
your posts on the message boards.
Yeah.
Read your posts. You're listening to the perfect show for you.
Wow.
At one point, they thought that you should lead the show.
Yeah. I don't know how I got dragged in. You know, I read a couple like that. You know, Anthony really didn't support his showmate. Him just sitting there. And then another one was like, him just sitting there is proof that it was all fake. Because he would have jumped in. And I'm reading these just going, do you know when... And I would try to convey this at times earlier, maybe years ago on message boards, but I pretty much gave up. But do you know, and I'm talking to the people out there and some of the people that were posting and all this, Do you know when you absolutely know something to be true because you were part of it, and then somebody says that it wasn't true?
Right.
Do you know the feeling of what an asshole you get looking at the person that, because it's you living it, you know it to be absolutely true, and someone saying no, it wasn't true. Do you know how you feel about that person? How stupid they look to you because you are absolutely sure of what happened? That is what it was like reading some of these posts. Dude, so fake, such a bit, I can't believe any of you are falling for it. And I'm just thinking, how stupid these people come off posting stuff like that. First of all, no offense to Jimmy, because he is an actor. You know, he has done some acting. No offense to you, you're not an actor, but for anyone to assume that for almost an hour, for just about an hour, these two guys could put on a performance like that and hold it together and actually act like that, you're insane.
Oh, we would have pulled that for April Fools if we could have pulled it off.
There's no way. and based on past performance, we just don't do that. We don't do that fake radio.
Well, we're getting some of the message posts, some of the posts from the message boards there.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel just handed these in.
This is Smokey McPot. That fight was pretty funny. I'm a pretty good judge of character, so I think I know where it all stems from. Opie is annoyed that his show that he started is in the beginning is kind of being hijacked by Norton.
Wrong. Try again.
On the other hand, I think that Jim might kind of get bothered by Opie sometimes. I mean, he's in shape, fairly good-looking, and doesn't pay for sex. So that's Jimmy's problem. Opie's my fave guy on the show. Sure, he doesn't do impressions or make fun of Lacey Peterson, but he keeps things together. This is Ack, I guess. I must say, after listening, I could swear it was real, but taking everything into consideration, I think at this point I'm 50-50 in favor of it being a bit.
Oh, God.
Taking into account Opie's recently talking about smoking pot and the fight being replaced with a Tommy Chong bit. See, here's the you guys are assholes. God, they look into everything. Did you see the post where they looked into the song that was played after the fight?
Oh, the 9 Inch Nails song?
The 9 Inch Nails song.
Right.
Dude, they were like, dude, did you hear what... Jesus.
Shit's going down, dude.
Did you hear the song? Oh, it is in there? Cool. Also, his now positive stance with XM would be part of that gag, like when you're high and you're just positive about everything. Playing the hand that feeds from 9 Inch Nails coming back from the break sounds like a little cue. They're screwing with us, because at that point the argument was over, and I don't think Opie would have taken a jab like that at that point. Opie, did you know 9 Inch Nails was being played?
Yeah, and I was at the time, because after the fight...
I mean, did you play it yourself?
Oh, no.
Did you know it was coming up?
No.
Of course not.
Of course not.
That's more people speculating and posting that have no clue how things work in here.
We pick a lot of music that we want to play coming out of break, and then the guys in the booth, I don't think they even purposely played it. It was just coming up randomly, and that it just happened to go that way. Right, Derek? Ben actually picked it. So maybe Ben was messing with the audience a little bit.
I must say it was fake. They are, if it was fake, they are the greatest actors. They were so quick back and forth and pretty much never hesitated, and it sounded exactly like those intense fights you have with family or friends. Because it was an intense fight with a friend. And the more I think about it, here's another one from Dupree. The more I think about it, the more I blame Ben Sparks.
Ben just threw his arms up in the air.
Like, what would I do? His gossip is probably what started a lot of this in the first place. Opie brought him in to verify that Jimmy had problems in the past with some of the shows. Who knows if Ben is right or not? It's pretty obvious that Ben and Jimmy don't like each other very much. It's pretty obvious, dude. Oh, my God, there's a deep love there.
It's just amazing. Anthony and I have been doing this show together for 10 years. Jimmy's been doing the show with us off and on. Well, now on,
Last
obviously.
year we were at NEW.
So he's up to, a few years himself now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of sad that the people that listen to the show really have no clue how it works. They really don't. Some of you do.
You can't blame them for not having a clue. That isn't even, I wouldn't even go there. I'm not blaming them for not having a clue. I'm blaming them for intense speculation without any basis, without any clue. Like, if you don't have a clue, that's fine. But now if you're basing these really strong opinions on not having a clue, you're an idiot.
Right.
And we read them and go, oh, my God, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Totally wrong.
And it was kind of sad, but, you know, you guys do what you want with the message boards, but just watching everyone pick sides and try to, like, do the divide and conquer and all that.
Unbelievable.
It was
unbelievable.
We're talking about the huge fight on Friday, obviously, that I thought, in my mind, was a 10-minute fight.
No.
That's how intense it was.
No.
I had no idea.
10 minutes. I thought it was 3.5 hours.
Really?
But from me sitting here, from everybody else except for you two, it went on and just wouldn't stop.
If you asked me, though, I would have said, it was like a 10-minute fight.
Yeah.
I mean, notes were being, thrown in front of my face, move on. And
no, that went on.
And that made me laugh. I'm like, when you're in that really bad zone where you're fighting and stuff, you can't just stop it and go, okay, that was a good radio bit. Let's move on to something funny, everybody.
Yeah.
But for people to divide and conquer, and they just don't get what this show's all about. None of us are going anywhere.
Everybody got reamed on the boards. It was so funny.
The best
to
was
go through.
I expected to get reamed, of course. Jimmy got reamed, of course. But I didn't think they were going to throw you under the bus.
Oh, I get reamed too. Yeah, there were a few of those. I'm reading them going, what did I do? I just sat there. Dude, that's just it. Just fucking sat there. What the hell was I supposed to do?
Absolutely amazing.
If Anthony, it's so telling that Anthony didn't jump in. It just goes to show you that he doesn't like these two guys. What? The speculation running wild over the weekend. The message board, Whackbag at least, crashed so many times. They had, more traffic than they've ever had. It was insane.
All the message boards were crashing. I took a peek here and there, posted a couple things really fast, and that was it.
I had a couple of posts. Said 1%. Said 1% of the people posting in the thread had good insight on what was going on. 49.5% were complete tools, and the other 49.5%, I put some derogatory thing about their mother. That's pretty much it.
That's what it gets.
That's what it degenerates to.
Yeah, I just wish some of the smarter people that have a little intelligence could kind of, take controls of those message boards a little bit.
Never happened. It's not the nature of the beast, man. The message boards are what they are. And when you realize that, then you're fine with it. There are some people, Opie, not as familiar as working with message boards as the seasoned veterans that are on this show.
Right. Well, the one thing I want to say, for the people that want me to leave the program, let me explain something to you, okay? And I'm going to say this. Anthony and I are complete equal partners here. Complete. Yeah. And Jimmy is pretty much an equal partner at this point as well, okay? That's a fact. But the reality is, this whole show was my vision almost 20 years ago. Do you people understand where this show started from?
Yeah.
And you think I'm just going to, walk away from it? Never.
Yeah, leave.
Never.
God, leave.
When I walk away and we go our own ways, I will definitely leave radio, and I bet Anthony goes off and does something completely different, and he'll be just as successful. But as far as this show goes, I'm not going anywhere. This was my vision 20 years ago.
Where's he going?
It started with just me and a bunch of stupid records getting goofy in between songs, and then developing from there. But the vision started back in 1985, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Anthony jumped on in 94. So we've been at this a while.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's not going anywhere because Ant and I, we're very calculated. We talked many times ago, it would be cool to have a third person in here. So Jimmy's not going anywhere.
No one's leaving.
No one's leaving. And Anthony's not going anywhere. I mean, he might do the show from a bubble suit or something.
That is my goal. That is the goal I have. Like you had your vision, I have mine.
Right.
Doing this program from an antiseptic bubble.
But for the people that just don't understand the players and what they do for the show, you really got to start listening a little longer.
No, they'd rather
and concentrate
speculate.
a little longer instead of just speculating. You get one little tidbit of information, and then you lose your minds and say really dumb, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
It's really, really fun to look at the speculation based on nothing, based on stuff that they are sure that we did on purpose, that when I read it, I go, it was such a passing thing, I never gave it a second thought, and I barely even know what they're talking about. But they have it in their minds as such a calculated thing that we absolutely planned. Unbelievable. Now, you spoke with Jimmy.
Of course I did. By the way, Eric just handed me a note. 37 pages.
37
about the fight
pages.
that happened on Friday. Well, here's the deal. You know, Jimmy and I went at it big time. We both have a lot of stupid tension in our lives. You know, Jimmy's got the HBO thing that he's preparing for. That's the only reason he's not here, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say too much until he gets here on Wednesday, you know. But I want everyone to get back on the same fucking page because it's a very exciting night tomorrow night. We're all going down to see Jim Norton tape his HBO special.
Very exciting indeed.
So, you know, as far as the fight and as far as, you know, picking sides, you know, I like Jimmy better. I like Opie better. I like Anthony the best. Anthony is the true glue of the show. Jesus Christ. Calm the fuck
Shut up.
The reality is, you know, I don't regret that it happened, you know. But we are on the same team is what it comes down to, okay? I knew after we fought that it was going to be fine. I just knew. But I couldn't talk the rest of the show. I just had a raging headache. And I even apologized to Anthony after the show. I'm like, dude, I wasn't trying to be a dick after the fight. I couldn't even talk anymore because of, the tension in my head. All right? So then we cooled off. And then on Saturday, Jimmy called me. I would have called him, but he beat me to the punch. I wasn't sitting there like some diva waiting for him to call me. Trust me, I wasn't at all.
That's after the phone calls I took.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I talked to you. I talked to Jimmy.
Oh, really?
Before you two talked to each other.
Were you like the mediator, unofficially?
No, it wasn't a mediator. You guys obviously didn't need a mediator, but I was kind of the, you know, is it cool to make the call guy? Like, I talked to Opie, and then I talked to Jimmy. And it was like, yeah, well, you think it's a... Yes, of course,
Were you starting an alliance with Jimmy behind my back?
That's exactly what was happening. People, start your speculation.
Right. It's like to Jimmy, you know, dude, I've been noticing the signs for a couple of years now. I really think if we do this right, we could get him kicked off the show, and it'll be you and I.
It's so obvious what needs to be done here.
I did show up to work today without shoes.
Yeah, you did.
And I, you know, after Friday's show and, like, all the uncomfortable looks I did get when I got in today, and now I'm showing up without shoes and my hair askew.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I rollerblade to work every morning, and usually right out of the shower, so, you know, it's windblown and it looks, like, awful, but I don't really care, you know. And I walk in, and usually I throw my shoes in my backpack.
Yeah.
I forgot. Because I was rushing out of the house this morning, so I'm showing up into the office with just no shoes on.
And when you do something crazy like that, you have to address it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first words out of Opie's mouth.
Oh, yeah, because I saw, like, the looks starting. Just starting, and I'm like, all right, I got to squash this one right away before one of these guys secretly posts on the message board, he's now showing up to work without shoes.
I'd assumed you took your blades off and you were in between, you know, taking the blades off and putting your shoes on.
I go to Anthony, dude, don't think I'm crazy. I just forgot my shoes today. It's going to be a little awkward walking around the office trying to do a radio show without shoes.
I said, you think I think you're crazy because you don't have shoes on? After Friday? So that was the whole thing, too. It was like, yeah, I'm crazy because I washed my hands after Tippy Tom is in the studio. But after Friday's display, yeah, I'm the crazy one.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, of course Jimmy and I talked on Saturday. Jimmy and I, the reality is, and this is what's going to make a lot of people laugh, we're really, really good friends.
Yeah.
Extremely good friends, okay?
You guys hang out more than I think anybody else on the show.
Yeah, we're really, really, really good friends, and it was just one of those things. It's like brothers fighting. It's like friends fighting. Let me tell you something. Anthony and I have had some of these fights behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, it's what happens when you work every day with people. You know, we've gone
no
through
knockdown dragouts like that. Certainly didn't last that long.
No.
They were quick.
Quick.
Even, you know something? Give a little tidbit to the old listeners. There were a couple that were really heated right before the mics went on at NEW. None here. Seconds before the mics went on.
Seconds. Yeah.
But the professionalism showed through back then. And you didn't have the insane Jimmy factor.
Right. It was weird because...
But there were a couple of times where seconds before the mics went on at NEW, we had a tiff.
Tiff?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Pretty good brawl.
I mean, where people would leave the office, remember those?
And go, oh, boy.
And then we'd walk down the hall, like, hating the other person. This is going way back.
say nothing.
Say absolutely nothing to each other, turn the mics on and make believe we were the best of
Ooh,
friends.
here goes the show.
And then the mics would turn off, and then we wouldn't even look at each other or talk to each other.
Yeah.
It was the most uncomfortable 4 hours
God, that did
ever.
suck. Oh, Jesus.
We did a few of those, actually.
Yeah. Not many at all, though.
No.
It really wasn't. It was a handful. Probably in the whole time we were there, if it was 5, it was...
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that many. Probably 3.
Yeah, well, you know. I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years, so a few,
you're
few
gonna
tips,
get,
whatever.
You know.
But anyway, so, Jimmy called me, and he goes, hey, Ope. I go, uh-oh. Awkward moment, and he just starts laughing. I just start laughing, and I swear to you, within less than 2 minutes, it was totally cool. Totally
done,
cool.
over,
completely
back to
cool.
goofing.
And then we talked for like, I don't know, 40 minutes, just making each other laugh really, really hard about BS crap and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy will give his take on Wednesday when he's here.
Yeah, Jimmy called me up, and at first, like all Friday afternoon, I didn't take any calls. I just let the machine pick up. Because I really didn't want to deal with anything. I was exhausted. Just wanted to lay down and do nothing. So Saturday, I get the phone rings again, and it's Jimmy, so I answer it. And he, because I didn't answer his message, he had called Elo, and Elo didn't answer either. So he was like, I'm thinking was something going on, like we're all conspiring, like, all right, it was obvious Jimmy has to go. We got to get rid of him. He's going to be fired. He just doesn't know, so I'm not taking his calls or anything.
Yeah.
Jimmy, no, nothing's going on. Don't even, you got this HBO thing. Keep that in your mind. Don't worry about this shit at all.
Poor
it's
Jimmy.
Over and done with.
Of course it is. But
and then I was thinking, oh my God, imagine if I didn't answer that call. He'd have been insane. He'd have jumped out of his window.
See, if we really were twisted, we would have not answered his calls all weekend.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that to the little guy.
No, of course not.
Oh, poor little guy.
So, no, we all have to get on the same page immediately,
mm-hmm.
no matter whose side you were on in the fight.
A lot of people picking sides.
Oh, my God, because the HBO thing is happening, and we really, really want to support and need to support Jimmy today.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all going to be O&A fans there
mm-hmm.
tomorrow night. We're all going. It's going to be great.
Yep.
My brother got in on the action, man.
This was a part of the battle on the message boards over the weekend that just had me roaring. I love your brother, and that he is so naive as far as these things go.
The message board?
So new at it. It was adorable to watch.
But you know what? He doesn't care. That's the beauty of it.
I know.
That's the beauty of it. See, that's my barometer, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
I know I got problems. I know I got a switch in my head that goes off. That's why in the past we used to joke about the psycho factor in my head, mm-hmm. blah, 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 comes out from time to time. But what happens with me is nothing compared to what happens with my brothers. I talked to one of my brothers about the fight, because he didn't hear and he listens every day. My brother Brett,
mm-hmm.
and he goes, "Did you give him that Hughes anger?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did."
Whoa.
We're known for this stupid Hughes anger where we just go down to just being asses.
It was brutal.
And just stringing curse words together. Do you got one of those?
I think so, yeah. Computer's got to come back to life.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, thank you.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, good. It's rebooting.
Oh, it's rebooting now?
Yeah, computer locked.
All right. Well,
That's
Anthony...
good. That's good. I should take that and smash it.
Ooh.
That's what I should
do. That's
do.
outrageous, Anthony.
I'm crazy. I'm wild. Isn't that good? Why should you have to log? Can a computer sit next to me for 3 minutes and not go into some mode where you have to enter? I have to come down from the ceiling on wires like Mission Impossible and not hit the lasers that are going and turn it back up. Why can't it just sit there?
I don't know.
Oh, Opie, this isn't negativity. I don't want you to think I'm being negative. What's going on with that, Mars? Why did it all of a sudden shut off?
All right, he's figuring it out. You're playing with the Jimmy. Oh boy,
ooh, that's not a good sound.
That's never a good sound.
The Jimmy Opie soundboard that somebody put together.
Right.
I give props to the guy. He took all a lot of the fun clips from the argument and put them on a soundboard.
Right.
And over the weekend, me and my girlfriend were laying in bed with the laptops, just having an argument with each other with the soundboards. I love it.
Whatever.
That was the condescending part of the argument where Opie would go,
whatever.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? Whatever. and then Jimmy,
Whatever.
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 Who cares?
Whatever. I didn't say that.
I said goodbye to Sean Rouse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blow off people that I like.
That is so sociopathic. I almost don't know how to respond to it.
Could be my favorite line of the whole argument, by the way. When Jimmy paused there before sociopathic.
No offense to Jimmy, but I looked at him when he said that. I wanted to just strangle him. I'm like, you're calling me that? Are you insane?
You wanted to strangle each other.
I know. Whatever.
This disgust, whatever. The disgust, whatever. Listen.
Whatever.
Whatever. Whatever.
You see, you're making this up as you go along. I didn't listen here, Ope. Now stop misquoting me.
You are insane.
You are insane. It's great. Great soundboard.
Anyway,
yeah, so your brother got on board.
Oh, yeah, you want to go there first?
You know, your brother will always come to the other brother's defense.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as message boards go, it's impossible to make any headway.
But he doesn't care. That's why.
I know. I understand he wasn't trying to make any headway, but it's so funny that, like, there comes a point where you just don't even do this anymore. You just throw your hands up and go, I got to accept this as a barrel of tools.
Right.
You know? There's a couple of people that have insight. The rest, just idiots. And he addresses it, and it's very funny.
Yeah, it's my brother Elmo. So someone posted, it's a quote from me, I'm just trying to get the negativity out of my life. What a bullshit line from Opie. I have to explain that a little further. We made a conscious effort just before vacation to stop with the negative bullshit toward XM.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew we had to turn the page, get on the same page with the company, and move on. You know, because the company came to us aggressively and said, look, we understand all the problems you guys are having. We're going to make it better for you guys. We're going to redo the whole studio, which they did, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, I mean, I'm biting my lip and trying not to be, you know, Mr. Negative Asshole. As I'm trying, at least, okay? Just because I think it's time to move on. I think the listeners are sick of hearing us bitch. I really do. You know, we had reasons to bitch, but now it's time to move on. Simple as that. That's what I was trying to say with that, okay? So the guy goes, what a bullshit line from Opie. So my brother goes, you're a fan of the show? You do not know Opie personally. You don't know a damn thing about him. This is a very important point that many people on this board miss. My bro can defend himself, so he doesn't need me. But I will say his statement about eliminating negativity from his life is absolutely true, and it reflects his attitude of positive thinking. He specifically, and my family in general, have had a seemingly unending negative streak the last couple of years. A lot of things that the fans know nothing about. He channels all his energy into doing a great show. To sit there and call him a bullshitter is beyond the scope of reality. It is a completely disingenuous statement from someone I can only assume is an utter moron. Why don't you ask yourself, what do I personally know about Opie? If the answer is not a thing, then do us a favor and shut up. So then this guy writes, whether any of us know him or not, he fucking disintegrated yesterday in front of the whole fucking country. Maybe he was just being an ass, something he seems to try real hard to do. But still, there's no excuse for him to treat Jimmy like he did. Regardless of what kind of radio show it is, Jimmy's right. An acknowledgement of thanks should always be given on air to guests. And Opie just said, tough shit, what an ass. The whole thanking Sean Rouse got blown way out of proportion. I was the one that wanted him on the show. I think he's a beyond funny guy.
You know something? The basis of the argument was nothing compared to the argument itself. Like, I didn't even really give the basis of the argument that much thought.
Right.
And then when I did, I kind of saw Jimmy's side of it. And all, but being familiar with the show because I've been sitting here for 10 years, I understand what it's like. The guest comes in, especially a comic that isn't like, you know, Eddie Murphy coming in and, you know, sitting down and waiting. They're going to have to wait until they come in, depending on what's going on. Some of them get brought right in, some of them don't.
Yeah,
if we're talking about something or we have a subject that we're going to get going on, even if we don't, put it this way too, even if we don't have material that we're just ready to go to, we kind of want to get something started before we bring people in so that they can then become part of the show and not sit there and do their act.
Right.
They have to be able to come into something that's already stirring a little bit.
And join the environment.
Right. So when a comic sits out there for a while, we're just getting things going in here so we can be brought into an atmosphere that's more conducive to jumping in. What's his name there?
Sean Rouse.
Sean was sitting out there for a while we were getting stuff going. We had Chris Jericho coming in, And a lot of people were like, it's bullshit because Opie played a Fozzy song at the end of the show, and that would have been plenty of time to talk. Chris pretty much said he wanted that Fozzy song played. That was what he said as almost, I don't want to say a condition of him coming on, but it was one of those things, guys, I want to come on the show, but I really like it if you guys played one of my tunes.
Well, he's a friend of the show, and if a friend of a show asks us to do something, we'll give him a promise. Like, yeah all right, we'll play your song at the end of the show. No problem, man.
Now, other times, also with Sean, comics come in. Sometimes they can sit down and immediately they're great. They work on the show, and it's fine. They fit in. They're talking about whatever we're talking about. They're being funny. Other times they come in, don't say 5 words, pretty much get acclimated to what we do, and then their next appearance is brilliant, That's just the way this show works. And he came in, it wasn't a stellar appearance.
He didn't suck.
I gotta be honest.
He didn't suck, but nothing was really developing there.
It's not something that people are going to call back and go, wow, I got to hear that again, or write about in months to come and go, wasn't that a great appearance or anything? It just happens. It's not that the guy isn't funny, he sucks, he can't. It's just some people come in here, and depending on what's going on sometimes, or depending on their head or ours or whatever, Colin's been great on our show. Colin Quinn comes on, has been hysterically funny when we've had Laverne and Shirley in and everything like that. His last appearance on this show stunk on ice. Doesn't mean Colin sucks. A lot of that was our fault that day. It just happens. That's how it is. Doesn't mean Colin sucks. Doesn't mean Sean sucks.
Right.
But that's just the way it worked. And because that was what was going on, it wasn't like we were going to say, all right, let's dedicate the last 10 minutes of the show to Sean, because it just wasn't, we weren't feeling it, is what, is how you put it.
See, it's really simple with this program, too. Anthony and I, we and Jimmy, we come up with stuff. Wow, what was that?
The computer shut off again.
Oh, okay. Basically, we'll do what's called bits or whatever you want to call them, okay? And we'll get into a flow. Mm-hmm. We cannot stop that flow just to get someone in here to make them happy. We just can't do it. We won't do it as we move forward here. Mm-hmm. We just won't. I mean, if all of a sudden Ozzy's walking through the door, then you might see us stop. Definitely. But in general, it is so hard to do this radio show on a daily basis that when Anthony and I and Jimmy are in a flow, what we do as performers is we ride that out as long as we possibly can for your enjoyment. And then when that ends, what happens when we hit the commercial break, we sit here and regroup and go, okay, what's next? Okay, we got Sean, we got this, Chris Jericho's coming in. Then we figure out where we're going to go next. And then when that person comes in or that next bit starts, guess what? We try to ride that out as long as we can. And if we go to the phones and the phones are hot, you know what? We'll ride them out as long as we can and then regroup. Yeah. That's what frustrates the hell out of me, that these people just don't understand how a radio show works.
How it works. They just hear it on the
outside. They don't get it. Mm-hmm. They just don't get it. They just assume we're so brilliant that all of a sudden, we'll stop what we're doing because, there's a comic sitting outside waiting to come in. It just doesn't work that way.
Opie, I wasn't really getting the they think we're so brilliant thing, though, on the message.
No, I understand that. But, I mean, as far as, like, just stopping what we're doing and just starting with somebody else like that, and it's going to be radio gold. It just doesn't work that way.
That we should be able to just, the second they walk in, put them on the air here and continue what we were doing. Sometimes it's distracting. We're in a flow. We're talking about a subject that me, Opie, and Jimmy are really familiar with. We're rolling on it. We're throwing stuff back and forth. To bring another person in that really isn't familiar with that puts a damper on it, puts the brakes on it.
Right.
So we try not to do that. And if that means people have to wait, they have to wait.
I hate to tell you, but at this point in our careers, too, it's really a privilege for these people to be on our show. Most of them are friends. I'm not talking about the friends of the show, I mean, we're just all friends, and we enjoy each other's company and make each other laugh. But there's a bunch of other people. It truly is just a privilege to get on the air. And if that means you get here at 7 in the morning and you don't get on until, quarter to 11, tough shit. It's still great exposure for whoever that person might be.
Right.
It's simple as that. It's not like the old days where we're doing a little show, for Worcester, Massachusetts, where we're thankful when these people are coming on our show. At this point, we're really doing a lot of people, favors.
Mm-hmm. We just are. It's just the nature of the beast, you know? I mean, think about Letterman. Letterman, you know, bumps people all the time. Know why?
Yeah, because they show up and they don't get on at all.
Because Letterman does his monologue or something, and it's flowing, so he goes, you know, 2 or 3 minutes longer doing a monologue or something. And don't start comparing us to Letterman. I'm just trying to make an example, you asses. Because
because someone's already typing.
Yeah. I can't believe they would actually compare themselves to David Letterman.
Dude.
No, as far as you know, this type of programming works. If you go along somewhere else, something else is going to suffer. That's all I'm saying. So when you know Letterman does a long monologue because he feels like he's flowing and he's in the zone, guess what? Sometimes that means he's got to bump a comic or something. So.
Right.
So you can't stop the flow of the show just to get someone in here that might be waiting a little too long outside. You just can't.
Right.
So moving on with this guy's post, Backing My Brother. What an ass. Okay. It reminds me of the intro they used to play where it had that quote from Opie where he said, "We are just dicks." Almost like he's proud of being a dick and he needs to shout it out from a rooftop. Hey, look at me. I'm a dick. He needs to quit trying so hard to be a prick and do the radio show. It's like lately he's forcing it and it comes across as fake. Again, I don't know him personally and don't care to, but he fucking lost his mind yesterday. Oh, and before you tell people to shut up about Opie and how hard his fucking life has been, how about taking a look at how he treats people on the radio show? Fuck Opie, he can take a few shots. So my brother writes back, "Listen, prick. Did he even read my fucking post? What an ass. You're talking about Jimmy and how hard my bro's fucking life has been. What a complete tool. None of your stupid comments had any bearing on what I posted, so why the F did you quote me? If you don't know Opie personally, then don't say shit like, I'm just trying to get the negativity out of my life. What a bullshit line from Opie. It's a pathetic statement by an obvious asshole. Very simple. Obviously, you're such a freaking moron that you just want people to pay attention to you. Well, I'm paying attention to you. You're a dick. You know it. I know it. And the world laughs at you when you walk down the street."
Pat from Unaki says, "Does Elmo realize he's probably arguing with a 12-year-old?"
Good one, Pat. Good one, Pat.
Well, what are you going to do?
All right. And then, I mean, my brother was all over the message board.
Oh, crazy.
Guess. Here's another post from him. "Yeah, let's see who the little douchebag is, you fucking tool. If you have such a bad opinion of my bro, then turn your XM in and go elsewhere, asshole. Little whining jerks like you make me laugh. Your life is so utterly pathetic that you try to be big man on a fucking message board. What a dick. You're laughable. At least other people are discussing the incident as normal human beings. Go away. No one will miss you. That is for sure."
Oh, well.
So anyway, let's go to the phones real fast. Then we're going to move on to other things today. Chad in Virginia, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I got to tell you, real or not, that was the best radio you guys have done yet. But I want to know why XM cut it out of the replay. I got up at 3 a.m. this morning to listen to it, and I had to listen to Tommy fucking Chong.
I know. Well, I got to explain that.
Big controversy there.
Punching out.
Here's the deal. After the show Friday, I just had an awful headache, and I just left the building. Because I wrote that in one of my posts, like, oh, you couldn't even stick around to, like, try to work things out. No, my head was hurting so bad, I just had to get out of the
Everyone
area.
got out of here.
Yeah, we all just went our own ways, okay? I had no idea that they were going to edit the fight out. I swear to you. No one called me. No one called Anthony. Jimmy had nothing to do with it. The show, the guys on the air had nothing to do with it. Supposedly Ben and Eric Logan decided to cut the fight out of the replays. I guess it ran once, and then after that, they decided it just wouldn't be smart to replay it, which is so sad and stupid, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
Because as far as radio goes, you know, the reality is I look like an ass on Friday. I'm not dumb. I know that. And at times, Jimmy looked like an ass. He knows that. But you know what? But we also understand that makes great radio. We both understand that big time. Right. And for them to, like, not replay that, not only all day Friday and then over the weekend, is just dumb programming as far as XM goes.
Whose call was that?
And I got to tell you, you know, Eric Logan, who we love, and he supports the show, he dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah,
because
why would you pull that?
Why, as a listener, would you not, because this is their logic, not want to hear, in my opinion, very real, honest, awful, with all the scars type of radio for 45, 50 minutes. Who wouldn't want to listen to that? As long and stupid as it was, and instead want to listen to an old Tommy Chong interview. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Not at all. What was his logic in that one?
I don't know. Maybe we could get him on the air, and
I'd love to know what the thinking is. Where the negative, because he must have had some kind of thought it was a bad idea, had some What is it? What's the downside of playing that as far as ELO's concerned?
I don't know, because
I'd
then
love to know.
The message boards went nuts on that, so I quickly posted, like, look, you guys got to understand. Jimmy, and I forgot to throw your name in there, because then they speculate, whoa, Anthony doesn't even have a say anymore.
Oh. Jesus
but I was thinking
Christ.
because it was Jimmy and I's, fight or whatever. So
I didn't even have a say. Oh, you wrote it that way, so it looked like I didn't have a say?
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Or that you might have been the one that
made the call.
That pulled it, because
Yeah,
I didn't
did.
mention your name.
I called ELO and said, do you know something? And this is the God's honest truth. I don't even have ELO's phone number in my phone. I had to call Ben to get ELO's phone number, and it's written down somewhere, but I don't make those calls because I don't want to talk to management. I like ELO as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I like ELO hanging out when we go out to dinner, and like he's the anti-Bob Eatman at dinners. He's fun. His conversations are entertaining, and I like ELO as a person. But as far as work-related stuff, I cannot be bothered talking to any of them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't like to. And when people speculate as to who is who's superior here in our little show world, yeah, me and Ope are equal. There's not going to be any decisions made without consulting the other one. And on all aspects of the show, we're equal. But Opie, for some reason, I don't even want to use the word enjoys, but you do seem to enjoy.
No, I used to.
Dealing with these people more than I do.
I used to. How this happened was, I was the, quote, experienced radio guy, and then, Anthony came aboard, and he was very green, but had unbelievable raw talent, and now, I'm talking 10 years ago, now it's like,
I was a diamond in the rough.
Now it's like we're completely equal, but Anthony didn't really know how a radio station worked or how radio in general works. So
happy to be there.
So I took on the role as, the go-to guy.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, 10 years later, I'm still looked at as the go-to guy, and I'm trying to get away from that role.
Yeah.
More and more. I really am. I don't enjoy it anymore at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it made the air, but because we were fighting during the breaks and stuff too Friday, and Jimmy's like calling me the boss and stuff, and that drives me nuts. I don't want to be considered the boss. I really don't.
Mm.
That's why I told Jimmy and other people, like, if you have a problem, then you go to the bosses, or if you had a problem with how Sean Rouse was handled on the show, then jump in. It's not my call.
Well, then everything should be delegated through Ben. That's it. That's what I do. Because I don't enjoy dealing with upper management of any corporation. And that's just been me throughout my whole life. I don't like bosses. I never have. So if I have an issue with anything, I go to Ben, and I go, Ben, this, that, and I let it filter through Ben.
I don't mind dealing with Eric Logan at all. I don't. And if there's things to discuss, obviously I call you right away, and we don't make any decisions unless you and I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's always been. But as far as like being looked at as the boss, the main guy in the show, I really have hated that for years, and have really tried my best to get away from that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's still looked at that way, but whatever.
It's because you're the guy that does,
But, just a horrible call by Washington to edit the fight out. The negativity was just, two really good friends just ripping their heads off.
Yeah.
And Jimmy even admitted to me on Saturday, he's like, dude, I've had these knockout, drag-out fights with all my friends that are close to me.
Yeah.
He says he's had legendary ones with Keith Robinson, and he mentioned a few other people. I don't want to quote him because I forget exactly, but I think
did he break the N-word out during those?
Yeah, you can only imagine. So, let's go to Dan in Jersey. Dan, what's up?
Hey guys, I just wanted to know how many times Jimmy blinked that awful psychotic blink during the argument.
Yeah, blinky.
Yeah, he was blinking pretty good. Well, we'll get Jimmy's, his whole take on this thing on Wednesday. The only reason he's not here today or tomorrow is because he's getting ready for the big HBO thing tomorrow night.
Yeah, he's getting like his sleep done, and he's working out at the clubs, I guess.
Well, this is huge for Jimmy, and it's huge for the show as well.
These HBO specials, once you do them, they're out there. They last forever. How many of these do you tune in? Like HBO plays, you see ones from the 80s and stuff. These things just are there forever, so you want to be able to. You want to make sure you do them right.
Right. So, I asked that we all get on the same page because obviously a lot of you guys are going to the taping tomorrow night, and you got to show nothing but support to Jimmy.
Respect.
Let's go to Ed in California. Ed, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that me and a bunch of people out here, we were talking about the last week, because we've only been listening since you guys came on in October. We actually paid the 6 cents a day.
Right.
And I have to say, hands down, it was pretty much the best week you guys had on XM. I have no idea about your NEW days. Never listened to you then, but it was by far the best week. And
we got a lot of audio from our NEW days on oavirus.com, so you can do a little catching up in your free time.
Yeah,
there's some great stuff on there.
Overall, I mean, and you're right. It was a little rough in October, going through November. But you guys caught up. But man, it was fantastic last week. I mean, overall, just who you brought in, what happened, stuff that was said, yada yada yada. It was just. I was crying over the weekend. It was so funny, man. I listened both Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's cool. No, it sucks. On Friday, we were having it was setting up to be another really good show, too. Yeah. And then Jimmy said something during the break, and I don't know, a switch went off in my head, and the weird thing, a switch went off in his head at the same time.
You two were both.
That's
it was
rare.
One of those, the perfect storm happened, It was one of those things where... And another factor,
because I wasn't planning on going there, and he wasn't. Because there are times, because Jimmy and I are very close, and our personalities are such that we're both like psychopaths, really.
You're both insane.
And there are times like Jimmy will have a problem with me and give me a quick blast, and I'll back down like, whoa, okay, yeah, you make a good point or whatever, and I'll do the same to him, and he'll back down. But for some reason, it just was like two rams ready to go.
And then you brought up another point over the weekend, the fact that and I never do this, I left the studio. So I wasn't even here at the beginning of this to maybe say...
Oh, you would have squashed it.
Yeah.
Because
guys, we're going back on the air. Deal with this after the show.
What happened was that we go to commercial, and Jimmy was excited about Yoshi and those people, the porn people being here, and I made just a side comment like, "Oh God, more porn crap," because we're really trying to figure out what we could do with the naked chicks and the porn on this show, and that made him say, "Oh man, you can't make them wait like you did Sean Rouse," and I went, "What?" And at that point, you left the studio.
I left the studio.
Before that, actually.
Now, I went out because my root canal dentist had been talking about how he wanted to come in and watch the show.
Oh, that's right. Your dentist was out there.
So I walked out to talk to him, and I never leave the studio. So I walked out and missed the whole beginning of this argument. And by the way, it's great. The dentist, the first time he comes in to see the show live, he was shell-shocked. He left. I didn't even get to say goodbye to him. He was looking through this window, dude, shell-shocked, like, oh, my God, is this what goes on this fucking show? So now he's got this image of the show that it's just us killing each other and getting on the air. Hi, how you doing, people? So when I walk back in, you guys are already fully involved.
Way involved.
Way out of control. I couldn't put it out.
I'll be honest. I think the best stuff was said off air, unfortunately, because it was the beginning of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then we just jumped in when we got back live.
2 seconds of trying to fake it when those mics came on.
Well, you can't fake
it. No.
I mean, we turned the corner a while ago. You can't fake shit on the radio.
No, but it didn't even, you guys didn't even try to keep it off the air.
No.
And it was like, hi, we're back. Jimmy.
Right. I do blame you, because I think if you were in the studio, you would have squashed it.
Yeah, it's my fault.
You would have squashed it, said, hey, before it got to that point of no return.
Guys.
Every fight has that point of no return.
Point of no return.
You're starting, and you could stop, but then you hit that switch, and it's over. And I think you would have been able to stop us.
No,
so let's talk about this after the show.
Everything's fine. I walked back in the studio not more than a minute later, and I was like, oh, my God, what did I miss? How the hell did this flare up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least I got to eat my sandwich.
And the dentist...
The dentist
right away?
Dude, I was looking out the window at him while you two were going at it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, my God. I saw the look on his face was, oh, my God, is this what goes on this show? It was so uncomfortable to sit here also in my little seat. I'm just trolling instant feedback. People,
I know.
Anthony, what are you doing right now?
They're talking.
They're talking
to you through the screen.
Like, oh, nothing. I am just sitting here hoping this is a bad dream.
What sucks when you have one of those in front of a lot of people? I'm not even counting the audience, but I mean, I couldn't even look at anyone after that break. I couldn't look at Jimmy anymore. I could barely look at you. I'm like, these guys just think I'm a fucking lunatic.
It was just trying, and I looked and went, oh my God, we have 2.5 hours of the show left.
Right.
And just knew it was going to be a long 2.5.
All right, let's go to Keith in PA. Keith, what's up?
Hey, Opie.
What's up? Hey, man.
Hey, guys. That, Ant, I think that happened to a lot of us, man. I had just got out of my car and went over to switch it to my PC at my desk, and I'm sitting there going, what the hell just happened?
I know.
What did I miss? What's going on?
We were all in a really good mood Friday, and like I said, the first hour was a pretty good hour, and we were ready to really have another one of those stellar shows, and then, man.
Yep.
Oh, guys, I'll tell you what, though, it was compelling radio. The only thing, and the favor I have to ask, and I don't know whether you can accomplish this or not, but, man, I'm telling you, I joined Whackbag, and I've been a fan since AAF days. A buddy of mine used to tape you on cassettes, ship them down to me so I could listen to it. That's how big of a fan I was at that point.
Very cool.
It was very cool. And I've been a fan that long, and I never joined Whackbag, because obviously the Internet came along a little bit later. I finally joined Whackbag in March. I put one post on Whackbag, and I'm a freaking piece of meat for piranhas. They went after me because I said, it's just friends having a fight. Don't you people have anything better to do? They don't. We got to get these people jobs, man. They don't have anything better to do than to talk about you guys all day long on Whackbag.
He said they don't have anything better to do. That was his mistake.
Yeah.
You could say, it's just friends having a fight, and then people would have said that. But the second you say, you guys don't have anything better to do, then you're going to get pounced. Is this true? Has Elmo been suspended from Whackbag for 2 weeks for bashing other members?
Weeks?
2 weeks suspension.
My brother will be just fine with that. My God. It made him feel good, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. Well, for a brother doesn't want to log on and just read, bashing of his brother.
That's my barometer, though. You don't think I left here Friday going, oh, my God, you're really losing it, dude. I mean, I'm having this inner conversation with myself, right?
Yeah.
And then I see what my brother does and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm still cool. I'm still all right. I'm not ready for the mental home yet.
You're insane at times.
Here's I actually have a clip on the Opie Jimmy soundboard.
All right.
It's just
you better say Jimmy versus Opie soundboard.
Yeah,
you better give him top billing so no one looks too much into it, right?
Here's the only clip of me on this whole thing.
Holy shit.
And that says it all right there. My tone, what I said, is exactly how I felt.
Is that the only thing you said?
The only thing that
because I really don't remember you even talking during that 45,
I had a couple of little
minutes.
things trying to keep you guys on track.
I really don't remember.
But they did a better job keeping that train on track in Japan than I could ever keeping this argument on track. Here it is.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Just an exhausted, holy shit.
I want to go home.
Holy shit. 2.5 hours.
All right, let's go to Cigars and Scotch from whackbag.com.
I just want to make sure I'm getting everything straight before I post. So Opie suspended Jimmy for 2 days.
Till Wednesday, right? You suspended him.
I want to know.
The reason he came in barefoot was that it's symbolic that Jimmy should walk a day in his shoes.
Oh, wow. All right, I want to know whose side you took, bro.
I was leaning heavily towards Jimmy until I heard Yoshi on the air. And then I was back to Opie.
Man, dude, if that wasn't some kind... Even if it meant nothing, did you feel any kind of... like you were exonerated a little when Yoshi was put on the air Friday and completely bombed?
It made me smile a little bit. Just a little.
Oh, my God. Hey, we all love Yoshi.
My biggest frustration is that people don't understand how this show works and how you really have... I unfortunately have to be the guy that is like the point guard, and I just knew that Yoshi was going to stink. No offense to Yoshi. He's just too nervous to do the show. Maybe the next time or a few appearances down the road, he'll be a lot better.
Right. And the way you get that way is by coming in and hanging out. Like you sit and whatever time we bring you in, you sit there, you throw in a quip or two during whatever we're talking about. But to put him on and go, hey, Yosh, your act, all right, what's your act all about? What do you do? I'm just sitting there.
Holy shit.
Wow. Yeah, that was a little like, uh-oh.
Yeah, let's go.
This is what we were kind of talking about.
Let's go to Oklahoma. Stanley, what's up?
Hey, I was just wondering if y'all was going to play that argument from Friday.
Well, we got to figure out how to replay it where it makes sense or something. I have no problem with that.
Well, I was out unloading my truck at the time, and I missed it, and I tried to catch it on replay. My brother-in-law
told me about it, and I never did get to hear it.
See, that's why Washington made a huge mistake, because when you have that type of radio going on, people, what you want to do with a radio show is get people talking. So if you missed that fight, but you have friends that heard it, they're of course going to tell you, like, oh my God, did you hear those guys losing their minds on the radio today? No, well, I did not. Well, what channel was that on? And then you get people to tune in. And then instead they're hearing a dumb old Tommy Chong interview. That's just bad programming.
Yeah.
I know I look like an ass. Jimmy looked like an ass. I don't care, though. I knew it made for good radio and that it would make people tune in. So I know there's already links up on, I think, whackbag.com. FoundryMusic.com might throw a link to the fight. It's already all over the internet. So
I'd like to have it replayed, though. It was like, people should be able to hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Stanley.
Well, I hope y'all get to replay it, but I'm a first-time caller, and I just want to say I used to listen to Howard Stern all the time, and since I got y'all, since that replay during Christmas, I had XM, and that's the reason I got it. Y'all rock, bud. And
Thank
I'm
you,
out.
Stanley.
All right, thank you. I really appreciate it.
That was a little sinister.
Maybe on the East Coast we could play it in the 6 a.m. hour with Jimmy and I, doing an intro and an outro or something like that to give you guys one more, chance to get it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are just taping this show on their MiFi anyway. That might be the way to do it. I don't know. We'll figure out something.
That'd be pretty cool.
Pete in Queens, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on? No, it's the first replay. I heard, all you heard Anthony say, the first thing coming out of break was, I'm just going to sit here and eat my sandwich, and then you two guys just go at it.
Yeah, because I saw it was going. I saw there was no way we were doing the show after that. So when we came back from break, before they even started the on-air portion of the argument, they had argued off-air, and it was just too brutal, and I knew it was carrying over. So we come back from break, and I just said, well, I'm going to eat my sandwich because I knew it was over, Johnny.
All right, Pete in Connecticut. We got to move on here. Pete?
Yeah, dude, it's so obvious what's going on. Dude, Opie's not wearing shoes. Hello? Paul McCartney, Abbey Road. Dude, Opie is dead to the show. Play the argument backwards, dude. Play it backwards.
Very good.
If he wasn't so accurate.
There's the Photoshop for today.
That's it, dude.
That's an easy one.
It is obvious.
Who's going to be the first one to Photoshop that on whackbag.com?
With fucking Yoko Norton sitting over there.
Exactly. Yeah, they were calling him Yoko. It was just...
Yoko.
It was just amazing.
Oh, bunch of asses. I love it.
You asses with your divide and conquer. It's just never going to happen. None of us are going anywhere.
No.
There's no power struggle, none of that crap, okay?
Don't worry about it so much. Just enjoy the program. Whether it's people yelling at each other or you're laughing your balls off, just don't look so deeply into our personal psyches and what everything means.
And Jimmy and I were already starting to goof about the whole fight later on in that show, by the way. When we went to the bathroom and we explained what happened, and we were kind of laughing through the whole thing, how awkward and silly it was that usually we go to the bathroom at the same time just because we both have weak bladders.
Yeah.
And we usually take leaks right next to each other. Well, the show's sounding pretty good today, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk a little small talk, right? And, we walked. We're like, oh, great. We both had to take a leak at the same time. He goes to the urinals. I go in the stall like you usually do.
Sure.
And I slam the stall. We take our leaks, right? And he's finished before me, so he's leaving the bathroom. Slams the door.
Oh, God. Oh.
Then we have to walk back in here. And then we had to acknowledge it, and we talked about it on the air a little bit. And if you listen, we were already starting to, kind of laugh about it. So
move on.
All right.
Jesus.
Okay, let's go to Mike in Jersey. Mike, what's up?
Hey, okay, Ant.
Hey.
I just wanted to know, because the rest of after the fight, you really didn't. Jay Moore pretty much took over the show. He went to break, and I just wanted to know what was going through your head. It had to be, insane, because it was like two brothers fighting.
No, that's why it wasn't really insane. It was two really good friends fighting or two brothers fighting. I've had knockout fights with my own brothers. I'm from a big family. And I got to tell you, it just felt really good. When that thing was over, and I could see it in Jim's eyes, too, it was like this tension that was building up in both of us that we needed to get out that probably didn't have much to do with the other person, to be honest with you, in a weird way. I mean, the spark was lit because we had a disagreement, and I felt really, really good. The old days, I think I was telling Anthony this over the weekend, I would hold a grudge for fucking weeks on bullshit stuff. And after the fight, I just was like, I felt really good, but the problem was I had a really, really bad headache. Really bad. And I just couldn't even focus or concentrate anymore. And that was the only reason. I even apologized to Anthony. I'm like, I told him over the weekend, I'm like, I didn't purposely mean to, shut up the rest of the show, but I couldn't concentrate because I had one of those headaches where you can't even, like, see almost.
Yeah.
Where it hurts, where the light hurts. It was almost like a migraine.
It was cool.
So I apologized to him because I'm like, I didn't mean to, throw you in that position to, totally just try to make something happen.
That was cool.
But it worked out, I thought.
Jay with the porno guy, and I took some of that porno home.
Yeah.
Some of that, the facial stuff. Oh, my God. Watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just brutal. Glazed donut face chicks.
Oh, the Baker Dozen thing?
Yeah, and there was one with one of the girls, and I couldn't even watch it. She had a martini glass.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
10
boy.
10 guys, actually 12 guys.
Oh, boy.
Into a martini glass.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Chug-a-lug.
Let's go to Danny in New York. Danny, what's up?
Hey, Opie, what's going on, man? I didn't go on Whack there, but one of the other site, I forgot what it was, but they were just totally bashing you, man, the whole time. Like, you won the argument over Norton, and I was like, yeah, man, whatever, man. It was just an argument, and there was no big deal, man.
Oh, I will openly say I don't think I won that argument, by the way. Are you talking about OpieAnthony.net?
Yeah, I just checked it out on the links, man.
They want me to post so bad on that site, and whenever I'm over there, it's just for some reason, it's an Opie Bash Fest. So I'm like, I mean, we still link them to all our websites, but I don't really get it. I don't really get, what their agenda is over there. So
I don't get it, man. They were just totally bashing you, dude. And like Whackberry was like, okay, it was an equal fight, and you guys had your things to hash out, and
right.
I don't get it, man. They were just totally bashing you, man, and I totally disagree with that, man.
Well, I asked one stupid, lousy thing. Just give me just some slight respect, because this whole Opie and Anthony thing started with me many, many years ago. That's it.
Is that what it is? Because it's like,
Norton
won, and Norton's better than Opie, and Opie ain't shit.
That's what you get.
Dude, you run the show, man. I mean, you're the boss, and
Well, no, not the boss anymore.
Oh, you know what I mean. But I mean, it's like, another thing, man. I met Lee Abrams in Poughkeepsie, believe it or not.
Oh, are you the air traffic control guy?
Holy shit, he told you about me?
Dude, he, yeah, see, I pay attention. He emailed me. He said you're a huge fan.
I was a big fan. Dude, I've been listening to you since NEW, man, like in 98. Like, it was like...
All right. Explain this to Anthony, because it is kind of cool. He's running the tower up there in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, yeah?
And Lee Abrams, really high and stuff, lands his plane at your airport,
really
right?
Really high. He's not high when he flies.
It was so funny, man, because, like, I remember hearing you guys talking about it at in Vegas. And you were saying, like, it was 101 XM and it was a Cirrus plane. And I'm like, okay, they're too cheap to get a jet or whatever. But then, next thing you know, I get a trip, like a flight trip, whatever we call the planes on. And I see 101 XM. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. I don't think that's it. But whatever, they won't be landing in Poughkeepsie, dude. We're in the middle of nowhere. Next thing you know, they land, and I talk to the guys that fuel the plane. And I go, okay, are these the XM guys? And they call me up and they said, yeah, they also ran over there, and I started giving them shit about you guys saying they had narcolepsy and all that other shit.
Yeah, narcoleptic pilot.
And it was funny. He was just laughing. He goes, all right, one meeting, and then next thing you know, my career's screwed. And I was cracking up, and he had these two hot chicks with him, man.
He did?
Yeah, dude. I guess one of them is, who's the CEO again? I forgot his name.
Hugh.
What?
Hugh Pinero.
Hugh Pinero's secretary, gorgeous. And the other chick I thought was Kathy Griffin, because she looked like Kathy Griffin. She's not that hot, but I was like, pretty good.
So
nice tits, but...
So Lee Abrams was flying around with two hot broads?
Definitely, dude.
Oh, that's the whore bait that he carries.
He's a rock star.
Yes, man.
He's got that whore bait, man. He carries a nice amount of cocaine. Better known as whore bait.
That must have kept him awake from the narcolepsy or something, man.
Well,
he gave me his card.
What better way not to...
They were totally spreading the word. They were total XM whores, man. They had the jackets on,
my God, this guy won't stop
the whole
talking.
nine. I had to go meet him, man, because I heard him on the show.
He's not going to stop talking.
Yeah.
It was funny as hell, man.
He's still going.
He's used to it.
Well, my line has passed now, but thank you, bro. I really appreciate it.
Hey, dude, how was his landing? Nice?
The landing was perfect. Everything was cool.
What a guy.
Surprised. I thought he might have fallen asleep and just crashed it and shit. I had to call the fire trucks. But
Dink it in.
Thanks for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
Hi, man.
Well, I wish I did, but thank you, Danny.
It's lonely up in that tower. It
sure
talking
does.
to planes all day. It's nice that he actually has something else to say. That's
4
why-
planes crashed while he was talking to us. Like an idiot.
piled up on top of each other.
Mark in Michigan, what's up?
Hey, guys. I joined XM a couple days before the end of your vacation and got totally addicted. And I think this is just a great excuse to buy the MiFi because I got set up to listen to your show Friday night, like 11 o'clock. I figured, okay, every 4 hours it would replay. And I was so bummed I missed. And now I turn on at 7 in the morning and I missed a great show. So you're right. XM blew it. We all want to hear it. Somehow in the last 2 weeks I've become part of a family if you have it. And I just want to tell you that I appreciate it. I love the show and it makes my mornings awesome.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, Eric Logan knows better. He really does.
Yeah?
He knows how this radio works. When you got controversy like that, two guys going at it, it's going to make people talk. Look what happened to the message boards.
I know.
And to not to rerun it is just very bad programming.
I'd
It's
love
extremely
to hear,
bad programming.
I'd love to hear from him, like, why? What was his reasoning behind it? Why would it have been bad to replay that?
To squash the controversy and throw a Tommy Chong interview at you? Oh, come on. How is that better?
It isn't.
Really?
It isn't.
All right, we should take a break, I guess.
All right. Remind me when we come back, I want to talk about how just technology has screwed us to the point where booking a hotel room has gotten ridiculous.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
It's gotten ridiculous.
Okay. As we go to break, my buddy, my pal, my friend, from his actually it's off his first CD, but it's a bit he did for us on WNEW, I guess.
I know that. It was rude. I'm paranoid and I have issues.
I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
I'm very calm.
I honestly cannot wait for Jimmy to be here on Wednesday.
I know.
Because it'll be fun to discuss it with him in studio. That's why we're trying not to, we're not trying to say too much where all of a sudden it makes Jimmy look bad or something, because that's not that's not what this is all about, obviously. But once again, I do have to tell you, we're all going to the taping tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a huge night for Jim Norton and a huge night for the show in general. We all have to get on the same page. We just have to, okay? Mm-hmm. Simple as that. You hate me, whatever. You hate Jimmy, whatever. It doesn't matter tomorrow night. It just doesn't.
We must all unite for little Jimmy.
Right, because it's going to be a very, very exciting night for him tomorrow, okay?
I stand alone. Oh, good one, Ope. Thanks. Enough said. Please, you don't even have to speculate about that one. I stand alone. Anthony and Jimmy, bye. All right, I see where you're going. Jesus
Coming out of the
Christ.
next break, I'm going to play 9 Inch Nails' Head Like a Hole.
Oh!
Bow down
That's
before
right.
the one you serve.
Yes.
You're going to get what you deserve.
People on those boards are hysterical.
Really fast. Let's go to Long Island. Justin, what's up?
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Two things for you, man. When that fight hit, I'll tell you right now, I work for Cablevision. Not a single bit of cable work went on while everyone sat in their truck and listened to it, man.
I know.
But,
that's why they should have replayed it.
I know. What'd you say, Ant?
I said, as opposed to what? When all the Cablevision work is being done, you motherfuckers?
You gotta love it, guy. But I just wanted to ask Ant if it brought back any repressed memories when before his parents got divorced.
A lot of people ask me that. If hearing Jimmy and Opie arguing brought back those memories, because I grew up in a household where my mother and father were constantly fighting with each other and throwing the pasta dish at the wall and watching it slowly slide down. And yeah, there was a little bit of that, going at it where you're two people that you see on a daily basis, you have a relationship with, are arguing like that. You kind of feel a little,
Unbelievable.
like, this is uncomfortable.
All I thought was you sitting in the corner sucking your thumb crying for it to be over. I'm punching out, man.
That was pretty much it.
All right, Justin. So, we're all going to the taping tomorrow night, the Jim
Yes,
Norton
we are.
HBO taping.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to change our schedule around a little bit?
I think we're going to try to do the show Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. East Coast time, which means all you West Coasters will be live in Morning Drive Wednesday morning, looks like.
There you go.
For you guys.
Throw them a little bone.
So on the East Coast, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Wednesday, so we can sleep in a little bit, because it's going to be a really late night tomorrow night.
Yeah.
All right. Steve.
Yeah.
What was going on in your mind on Friday? All that crap was going down.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Well, you know, we talked. You and I talked about this on Friday night, and it was. I think Anthony and Ben and I looked at each other, and we knew exactly what was going on when it was happening. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of. Thought going on. There was like, all right, it's happening. You know, because everybody in these situations, you either talk about what's bugging you when it's bothering you, or you bottle it up and you let it stew, and eventually there's something. Someone says one comment, and it's basically the straw that breaks the camel's back, and that's when everything comes out.
That's a good point, by the way, which you made too. You said this has obviously been brewing for a long time, and you guys really need to talk.
Yeah.
Steve's so right. You know, both of us have just been holding something inside.
Yeah, this is little quips and jabs every so often, but like you said, if both of your switches aren't in the on position, then you just blow it off.
Right.
One or the other will just say, yeah, we can make some of this, but... And on Friday, it just happened that both switches were up and armed and ready to go.
And it was just cannons going back and forth. This is why bands that have been together for years hire therapists. You know, Metallica was really the only people that figured out that you could videotape it and make money off of it.
I got to tell you something. Watching Some Kind of Monster, that brought everything in perspective with me, because, I mean, a lot of the stuff that went on in that movie, you know, Ant and I have had some of those growing pains over the years and stuff, and it was just so good to know that, you know, someone else that out there goes through that.
Yeah,
because no one ever really exposed that before Metallica did.
I mean, but bands have been doing it for years. Aerosmith hired therapists, Megadeth hired therapists.
But I mean, to actually see it on film, you know, where they're calling each other assholes and
all the dirt.
Oh man, if you haven't seen Some Kind of Monster yet, I highly recommend that movie. It's just really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this situation where you've got all these very strong personalities, and you're spending a lot of time together in a confined space, and you're not always going to agree.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the reactions can get so volatile, and you just hope to God. And I remember Ben and I were just sitting there, and it's like watching your parents fight. It really is. Here's two people that you care about, that you're friends with, and they're just saying vicious, horrible shit to one another. And you're just hoping to God that one of them pulls back and moves on before they say something that they really regret. That's.
I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone enjoying the Jimmy versus Opie soundboard. Jimmy and I laughed about that part of the argument, by the way, on Saturday when we talked. We're like, God, we said some really dumb, vicious stuff. And
that is so sociopathic. I almost don't know how to respond to it.
You know what I noticed, and I'm sure Anthony picked up on this. When you think of all the horrible things you've heard Jimmy say when he's mad at somebody, you notice how restrained he was?
Yeah.
He was incredibly restrained.
Well, believe it or not, I was too.
Oh, I know, but I mean, still, he was. You know, I mean, he was almost...
Because, why? Because in the end, we respect each other, and we are friends, and I believe we wouldn't go down that road.
You're convinced Hugh
Pinero hates the show, right?
Are you really on the air trying to throw me under the bus with Hugh Pinero?
Well, now if you want to...
Holy shit.
Whoever came up with that, brilliant, man. I think you can get to it through whackbag.com.
Yeah, we put up links, too.
You can make your own argument.
Hey, we got Bill Dwyer coming in today. He's a very, very funny guy. Extremely funny guy. At 10 a.m., though? All right. He'll do the last hour of our show with us.
Last hour, if he comes in at 10, you're just going to have him wait until 5 to 11 anyway.
I know, Anthony, I know.
Jesus Christ.
Also, we got to talk about...
Whoa,
hey. Oh, my God.
No, I'm not.
We have... an unlucky lottery we're going to get to.
Stop with the semantics.
In a little while. Also, Anthony, this unlucky lottery is just beyond amazing. The odds of this happening are just unbelievable.
You know that's what I was talking about.